Hello everyone and welcome out here to Jensen Beach High School. I'm Mike Thomas for your high school baseball game of the week. I'm alongside John Messina, the athletic director from St. Lucie West Centennial High School, and we've got a great game for you guys tonight. The Jensen Beach Falcons hosting the Treasure Coast Titans. Jensen Beach, they're coming off of a phenomenal month of March where they went 11-1. They're 14-3 so far on the season, going up against a 9-5 Treasure Coast team. And John, this is a special game for you. You've got special ties to both teams here.
Yeah, I feel like somebody went to the racetrack and I'm betting on a two-horse race and I got both horses. The coach from Treasure Coast, Mike Sindone, was one of my former players, and he's doing a great job with them. And I was fortunate enough to be the first baseball coach here at Jensen Beach, and Corey Cook, their coach, was doing a great job, was one of my assistants at Centennial. So I'm very proud to be here, and this is going to be an excellent ball game.
It is, and we've got a lot coming up for you guys here tonight, so make sure to stay tuned. The high school baseball game of the week coming up in just a couple of moments. You're watching WLX TV. Welcome back out here to Jensen Beach High School. Mike Thomas alongside John Messina, and we have a fantastic game for you guys today. Jensen Beach Falcons taking on the Treasure Coast Titans. It's going to be an excellent matchup. Jensen Beach 14-3 overall. They've been 11-1 in the month of March. They look to continue that good streak going on, the hot streak, into the month of April as we get ready for district tournaments. And John, the district tournament's coming up. April 20th is when they start. That's just 2 or 3 weeks away.
2 weeks away, and I know Jensen Beach is playing very well now, but talking to Coach Cook before the game, you want to be playing your best baseball in 2 weeks. Okay?
Absolutely. Best baseball in 2 weeks when those district tournaments start. So even though this is a non-district matchup between these two teams, certainly one of the last chances to kind of knock some rust off and start playing some good baseball.
Absolutely, and it's going to be a little contrast tonight. Jensen Beach is in school this week. Treasure Coast has been off, and it's kind of hard to motivate sometimes your kids when they're off, and if you're not going to the tournament. If you're just staying home and playing some games, it could be a little bit tough, but we'll see what happens here.
While we get ready to start, Elijah Platt will take the mound for Jensen Beach, and he delivers a first pitch in as a strike at the knees for the leadoff batter, number 23, Matt Almeida for Treasure Coast. And that's a good start for the Falcons pitcher, Platt. He'll go into his windup with the pitch, and this one is going to be fouled back into the fence for strike 2.
Now we're going to start the ground rolls, right?
Okay.
Balls hit back on the left side, you get. Balls hit back on the right side, you get.
You know, we got such a tall backstop and a fence that goes up here at Jensen Beach High School that I'm not going to worry about it. You can cover all of them. How about that?
I don't want to show off, but we have plenty of room. I mean, like I said before, I was fortunate enough to be the first baseball coach here. When they designed this field, you got about 80 feet from home plate to the backstop where we are right now.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that one's put into play. Bounced over to Billy Rivera playing third. He scoops it up, throws over to Carson Moore at first, and it's a 5-3 ground out for the first out of the game.
The name of the game is throwing strikes, and the pitcher sure did, first batter.
That's right. 5-3 ground out there, and no balls thrown to the first batter from Platt. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the defensive lineup. Platt on the mound, playing catcher, number 20, Matt Scuderi. And your infield from first to third will be number 22, Carson Moore, number 6, Ricardo Pinheiro, and number 15, Billy Rivera, with number 24, Cal Bauer, playing short. Now batting for the Titans is number 24, David Martinez. And the first pitch is going to miss low and inside for ball 1.
Ball carries very well to left and left center here. Okay, right field, it gets the poke to get it out, but it carries very well in the gaps in left field.
The 1-0 pitch is a strike down at the knees to even up the count 1-1 as we finish the defensive lineups for Jensen Beach. Their outfield from left to right. Number 21, Jesse Alker. Number 1, Kyle Gutveg. And number 23, Jabari Brooks. The 1-1 pitch low and outside for ball 2. Platt down in the count now. 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Beautiful evening for baseball out here at Jensen Beach High School. This game's being played Thursday night. We're tape delaying it for you guys here, so if you're listening to us on WSTU Radio Friday night or watching many different times throughout the week on WLX TV, the St. Lucie County School Board channel, this game being played Thursday night, and the 2-1, it was in there for strike two, and we've got a even count now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Platt with the windup and the pitch, and that one was outside to fill us up. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
He hasn't thrown his breaking pitch over yet, but what he's doing is throwing it just enough that he could set up his fastball. It's going to look a little bit faster now.
Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. David Martinez, right-handed batter for Treasure Coast, is in there. Here's the 3-2 fastball, and in off the hands.
It hit him.
Right on the right hand. Martinez is shaking his wrist as he jogs over to first. But for Treasure Coast, they get a runner on. And
I always used to like when somebody used to hit one of my guys in LA. I used to tell them to limp down to first, and we're going to steal on the first pitch. You know.
That's a good way to do it.
That's it. Just limp down, like, you know, you can't even move. As soon as you get to first base, we're going on the first pitch.
Do you even wait, or you just touch up first and then take off running?
No, on the next pitch.
Michael Crispino, number 15, stepping into the batter's box for Treasure Coast. Martinez is over at first, takes about a 2.5-step lead. He's going over to second, and they're going to pull him back.
That's usually like it's like a fake steal. Not really a fake steal, but they're trying to see how quick the catcher comes up. They're probably timing the pitcher, you know, his release to the plate.
Scuderi jumped up. It was a first pitch strike, a fastball, and Scuderi jumped up and never threw the ball as Martinez was able to get back to first. There's a swing on the 0-1, and that was a long foul ball that's drifting out of play, and that will be strike 2.
That carried pretty well down the line.
Well, you're right. There's a lot of room on the foul lines here. We see a lot of high schools, especially the Martin County schools. They seem to have a pretty wide stretch there between the baseline and the fence. And here you've got a pretty good stretch and then a fairly large warning track.
And we got a pinch runner in.
Yeah, number 7, AJ Nieves coming in for pinch running for Martinez.
This is a courtesy runner for the catcher.
Courtesy runner.
Let's see if he'll go here.
And we're going to swing and a pop out to center field. Kyle Gutveg will take a couple steps towards his right and come up with the grab. So he gets the second out of the inning. Nieves will stay at first, and we're going to get R.J. Sheltra, the designated hitter, coming up to the plate.
Now, big question. Did you eat dinner before you came?
Because I did not.
Because our last few games have been marathons.
Don't talk like that. I got some salad to eat when I get home.
We had 11-inning game, a 10-inning game, and a 10-8 game that took 3.5 hours. So I just want you to remind you that, okay?
Throw over to first. Nieves slides in safely, although it was close.
That was a little bit closer than they wanted it to be.
Nice move from Platt on the mound to throw over to first baseman Moore. Nieves takes a smaller lead there, and we're going to get a first pitch into Sheltra, which is going to catch the inside part of the strike zone for strike 1.
I always believed in these non-district games, you let everything hang out. You know, you do your steals, you do your hit and runs, you do a lot of things because, you know, it's really not going to hurt you whether you win or lose in these games.
0-1 count. And Nieves will have to slide back into first as Platt made a motion over there to throw back.
He was thinking of going.
Platt seems like he has a pretty quick move over there to first. Here's a throw to home. A nice pitch that's popped up to shallow center field, and it's going to drift over towards right, and Jabari Brooks will come in and make the grab for the 3rd out of the inning. That's going to do it for the first half of the first inning. We're still scoreless going to the bottom of the first. We'll take a break. You're listening to WSTU Radio and watching the high school baseball game of the week on WLX TV.
Great news! Your St. Lucie Public Schools has created an app available for you to download today. It's easy. Just go to your online app portal and search for St. Lucie Public Schools. Once you have downloaded the app, you have handy access to St. Lucie Public Schools news, calendars, athletic events, parent resources, educator resources, and, with just a single swipe, contact information and website links for all public schools in St. Lucie County. In addition, this app provides you with the ability to follow us on Twitter. Here you can receive more frequent information and real-time happenings in your St. Lucie Public Schools. Download the app today.
Welcome back to Jensen Beach High School. Mike Thomas alongside John Messina, and we are moving to the bottom of the first inning. The Falcons and Titans tied up at 0. Treasure Coast was able to get one runner on in the top of the first inning when David Martinez was hit by a pitch, but outside of that, Elijah Platt doing a good job getting everybody else out. Now we've got the top of the Falcons lineup coming up to the plate. Kyle Gutveg, Jabari Brooks, and Jesse Auker. Taking the mound for Treasure Coast is number 19, Sammy Martinez, and he will go into the windup and deliver his first pitch. It is a fastball that is belt high for strike one. Gutveg showed bunt, pulled it back, and watch that pitch go by.
Jensen Beach's strong point this year has been their hitting, so we're going to find out tonight.
They put up a lot of runs lately. They beat South Fork on Saturday, 12-0. Here's the 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball that's going to miss outside and low for ball one.
I don't think South Fork's been beaten like that in years.
It's been a long time. It certainly has. And we tried desperately to broadcast those games on WSTU radio. We did we had the first meeting between those two teams scheduled at South Fork. That got rained out. There's a line drive up the middle, but it is going to take a short hop, picked up at second, but not in time. Michael Vega had to take a double clutch on it. And good strong running from Kyle Gutveg. I think he would have beaten it out anyway.
That hit, it looks like it hit the edge of the grass right before it hit the clay, and it kind of spun a little bit funny.
And also, I mean, you could tell the grass took a lot off because that ball came hot off the bat and then didn't make it out of the infield.
Yeah, this grass is pretty long on the infield here.
So Gutveg gets on with an infield single, and that's going to bring up left-handed hitter number 23, Jabari Brooks, with a runner on first and nobody out. Talking about the rain of the past couple of weeks. Last Friday, we were supposed to do the rematch between South Fork and Jensen Beach. Played here at Jensen Beach High School, and that got rained out because of all the rain that we had in the area last week. So we've tried desperately to cover this Falcons team throughout the season, but this is the first time we've actually been able to play the game. And fingers crossed, everything will hold out. We look like we got some nice night for baseball here.
And hopefully we can get them in the playoffs if things work out.
Hopefully.
Yep.
First pitch to Jabari Brooks is high for ball one, and then the 1-0 is down low for ball two.
See, I like that. They have the bunt on, but you're not going to bunt unless it's a strike. If they're going to walk you, that's even better. Now you got first and second. So you're bunting. A lot of kids make the problem, if the coach gives you the sign, we're going to bunt no matter where it is. You're only going to bunt if it's in here, unless it's a squeeze.
2-0 pitch. That one is going to miss inside for ball three.
Batter's doing a great job up there. You know, he's getting the pitcher to throw pitches, and he's also waiting for his pitch. Now 3-0, I would think you'd be taken no matter what.
3-0 count. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first, still scoreless. Kyle Gutveg on first after an infield single, and the 3-0 pitch is a fastball right down the middle for strike one.
Now's the one you bunt, or if you want to mix things up a little bit, this is a great pitch to go hit and run. If it's in here, you do hit and run. If it's outside, it's ball four.
Treasure Coast third baseman in on the grass, anticipating that bunt. First baseman standing on the bag to hold the runner who's going to second. It's a swing, a pop-up, and that is over towards first and foul territory. The wind's got to move it around. The first baseman lost it for a little bit, but Michael Crispino was able to track it down and make the grab for the first out of the inning, and that time where that ball hung up there allowed Gutveg to get back to first because he was all the way at second when that ball was tipped off the bat.
Well, it was a hit and run, but what your defense has to do, the opposite side of where that ball's hit, you got to go down like it's a ground ball. So as that runner is going, they're seeing you guys go, your players go down like they're picking up a grounder, and they'll go right into the base. But they were pointing up, so immediately the runner turned around and came back. But they could have pulled a double play on that.
Jesse Auker, number 21, left-handed hitter, due up for the Falcons. One out, Gutveg on first. Here's the pitch from Martinez. Breaking ball that started up high and then dropped right down into the strike zone for strike one.
I like what Coach Cook did on that because Treasure Coast was playing him for the bunt. He was bunting all the way until he got a strike, and then they went with the hit and run. He could have put that on the ground. They were out of position.
0-1 count. Number 19, Sammy Martinez, starting pitcher for tonight's game. Ahead in the count, and he's going to step off and take a look at Gutveg, who's going to step back on first. Let's go ahead and introduce some of the defense here for the Titans. Catching, number 24, David Martinez. And the rest of your infield, number 15, Michael Crispino at first. Number 5, Michael Vega at second. and number 16, Anthony Barbieri at third, with number 3, Ivy Espinosa at short. 0-1 pitch is going to stay upstairs this time for ball one. Now your outfield for Treasure Coast from left to right. Number 35, Anthony Sambito. Number 23, Matt Almeida. And number 13, Terrence Williams.
And Martinez's pitches, their breaking pitches have been up, right?
Yeah.
Each one, I think.
And there's a lot of motion on that ball. When that leaves his glove, it looks like it's going to go above everybody and head back to the backstop, and it drops right back in. That pitch fouled back into the netting.
Now, that was a good pitch to hit. I think if he had to do it over again, you know, he's probably saying to himself, that was my pitch. That was a fastball right down the middle.
The foul ball drops the count to 1-2 with one out here in the bottom of the first, still scoreless. Due up for the Falcons, the shortstop, number 24, Kyle Bauer. Martinez on the mound, going into the windup, the 1-2, and that one's down in the dirt, and it got away from Martinez. We're going to get a throw over to second, but the speedy Gutveg is able to streak over, and he slides in safely at second after the pass ball from Martinez.
Now, as soon as he saw that ball hit the dirt, he took off. That's good base running. He wasn't stealing, but as soon as he saw that ball hit the dirt, automatically he took off. He made it easy.
Gutveg showing his speed here in the bottom of the first inning. Beat out an infield single to first and was able to quickly advance to second on a pass ball that didn't go too far away from Martinez. A lot of other runners wouldn't have taken the chance. Dirt ball this time that landed in front of Martinez. He was able to block it, keep it down in front of him. Gutveg stays at second, and now we're going to get a chance of a little timeout as Martinez is going to come out to talk to Martinez and have some words with his pitcher.
Martinez is talking to Martinez.
That's correct.
Okay, just checking.
I had to check my lineup after you said it that way.
I thought it was like me. You talk to yourself all the time. But now look at the hole that they have. Third baseman's playing right down the line. Shortstop with the left-handed hitter is playing towards second. Your routine grounder to short is going to be through.
Jesse Alker with a 2-2 count. A runner on second now. First base is open. Sammy Martinez. Check back at Gutveg at second. Turn around, deliver the 2-2 pitch inside. And now it's going to go for ball 4, I guess it looks like. So my count was wrong. Apologize for that.
That was a pretty good pitch. That
was a tough pitch to hold off on.
That was a tough pitch to hold. I thought that was a really good pitch.
So Jesse Alker with a good eye there on the inside part of the plate. Holds off on swinging the bat, and he'll advance to first on the walk. Now we got number 24, Kyle Bauer, the shortstop, stepping up to the plate for the first time in this game with one out. In the bottom of the first, still scoreless. Runners on first and second for the Falcons. There's a throw. Runners are going, and there was a swing and a foul ball from Bauer.
Another hit and run, and the batter did an excellent job. It wasn't a strike, but he took that pitch and tried to go opposite way with it. That's a great job by the batter. Runner at second base had a really good jump. Could have been into third standing up.
That's Gutveg again over there at second. He's been having a pretty impressive season, and especially a couple of impressive games this past week against Port St. Lucie and South Fork. 0-1 count to Bauer. A little off-speed pitch, and that one is popped up and out of play.
Now that's the first breaking pitch he got over, and it really moved down. That's a tough pitch to hit. Came right in on his hands.
Bauer's ready to go again with the 0-2 count. Samuel Martinez waiting to get the call from David Martinez. Now he's ready to go. He'll go into his stance, check back at Gutveg at second, goes into his windup, delivers a fastball, and that's going to miss for ball 1.
Just missed outside. And again, the shortstop is playing a little bit over towards second. You got a big hole between third and short, and this time with a right-handed batter up.
1-2 count. Bottom of a still scoreless first inning. Runners are going. And we're going to get a little pop-up here that's going to drift back into right field. The right fielder, Terrence Williams, will come in and make the grab. The base runners go back, and that's going to be out number 2.
Now Martinez, the pitcher, has done a great job. Now he's getting that breaking pitch over, and it's being effective. They're not really hitting it. And Jensen Beach all year has lived and died by the big innings. mostly living with the 14-3 record. So I think if Treasure Coast stays away from letting Jensen Beach have the big innings, it's going to be a good ball game.
Carson Moore up to the plate, fifth batter in the Falcons lineup for today's game. Had a big game against Gainesville last week. Finished with 2 hits and an RBI in that game. First pitch to him is a strike on the lower outside part of the plate, just at the knees. A nice pitch there for strike 1.
Let's see if Coach Cook sends him. He's been having him run both times on hit and runs, and he popped him up. Let's see if he does a straight steal here. Sometimes even with 2 outs, you take a chance. It's early in the game. You got nothing to lose here.
0-1 count. Here's the pitch, off speed, and there's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. Moore tried to do a check swing, but couldn't stop his wrist from breaking on that one.
He's doing a really nice job with his breaking pitch now. You know, he was high the first 2 or 3 batters, but now he's been really good. He's got command of it now.
And that could make for a long evening for these Falcons batters if he's got that pitch going.
I'd throw it again right now.
0-2 count, 2 outs here. Runner in scoring position is Gutveg. Alker's at first for the Falcons, and the 0-2 pitch is a fastball low and outside for ball 1.
You know, people talk about an 0-2 pitch. You know, you're going to waste a pitch. Well, wasting a pitch is not throwing 3 feet outside. Wasting a pitch is just far enough off the plate that it makes it difficult for the batter to hit, whether it's high, low, inside, or outside. But you don't just throw one in the dirt. Let's see if he throws that breaking pitch again now.
Here's the 1-2. Runners are going. Swing and the miss on the dirt. It's a drop, third strike, but the throw over to first is in time. And Jensen Beach, they get 2 runners on in the bottom of the first, but they can't get anybody home. We're still scoreless as we head to the top of the second. You're listening to the high school baseball game of the week. You're listening to it on WSTU Radio and watching us on WLX TV.
Great news! Your St. Lucie Public Schools has created an app available for you to download today. It's easy. Just go to your online app portal and search for St. Lucie Public Schools. Once you have downloaded the app, you have handy access to St. Lucie Public Schools news, calendars, athletic events, parent resources, educator resources, and, with just a single swipe, contact information and website links for all public schools in St. Lucie County. In addition, this app provides you with the ability to follow us on Twitter. Here you can receive more frequent information and real-time happenings in your St. Lucie Public Schools. Download the app today.
Welcome back to Jensen Beach High School. Mike Thomas alongside John Messina. The top of the second inning, still scoreless between the Falcons and the Treasure Coast Titans. Stepping into the batter's box is number 35, Anthony Sambito, left-handed hitter for Treasure Coast. Elijah Platt back out there on the mound for the Falcons, and a first pitch fastball is going to miss low and outside for ball 1. Now, John, I understand we got some news coming out of St. Lucie County recently, a new county athletic director.
Yes, Mrs. Jill Gillette from Westwood High School is going to be the new county athletic director, and Pam Jones, who used to be the athletic secretary at Lincoln Park, is going to be the county athletic secretary, and they're going to do a great job, and they're going to take this county and move them forward. They're going to do a great job.
Sambito swings and misses on the second pitch, and then the third pitch is going to miss the strike zone, so we have a 2-1 count now.
Platt works fast, huh? I like
he
this.
Sure does.
I like
very
this.
Quick.
I like this. So you can be able to get that salad.
I hope. Starving. I was promised a hot dog. I never got it. Here's the 2-1 pitch, fouled back to the backstop for strike 2.
Now, you know the big question of the night is the little camera behind home plate.
Yeah, we've got for our TV side,
we got to take a bet how long that camera lasts there.
We got a little GoPro sitting on the end of a mic stand. And we got a strikeout here. Nice pitch to Sambito. A little bit off speed, swung on and missed, strike 3.
Craig's over there smiling, but the over-under is 4 innings that's going to last.
I think I'm taking the over. I'm going to say
it's going to get over.
Hit. It's right behind home plate, right on the mic stand. It's in a little hard case. I don't know if the ball comes in with speed. I don't know if it's
Craig's
taking
a picture of it now. 4 innings. He'll never make it to the 5th.
IB Espinosa steps into the batter's box for Treasure Coast. First pitch to him is down in the dirt for ball 1.
It might get hit on a wild pitch.
It could get hit on a wild pitch.
That's
I
right.
think more likely you're probably talking about a foul ball straight back, and those come through with speed.
Okay.
There's the 1-0, and that one is in there belt high for strike one.
I like this kid, the way he throws. He gets the ball and he throws it. I mean, he's good. Right around the plate.
Some pitchers take a long time between pitches, and then you get others that are just, whether they're in the zone or they just don't need a lot of time, they just come in, get the ball, get the call, and throw. And Platt's one of them.
Some pitchers you're playing behind them, you want to take a nap.
Second pitch or third pitch is swung on and missed by Espinosa. It's a 1-2 count now with one out here in the top of the second. Here's the 1-2, and that one's put into play. It's a chopper over to Pinheiro at second. He'll throw over to Moore at first, and the second out of the inning is gone as Espinosa hit into a 4-3 ground out. Coming up now is the seventh batter in Treasure Coast lineup, Anthony Barbieri, the third baseman.
Notice how slow that infield is.
Very slow.
Very slow. And I compare it to mine. Mine's like a putting green. It's like lightning. Our infield. But, you know, you got to get used. Your infielders have to get used to your home field. You're playing half your games there.
And you saw that with the single from Kyle Gutweg, second baseman. Took a cut on it thinking it would come there with a little bit more speed, and it really died in the grass and got twisted up in the long grass here. And it was a part of the reason why Gutweg was able to beat it out, but I think he might have been able to beat it out anyway with the speed that he was showing there in the bottom of the first inning. Anthony Barbieri, first pitch is going to miss for ball one, and then the second pitch is going to find the strike zone down low for strike one. It's an even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. With 2 outs here in the top of the second, still scoreless. Here's the pitch, and that one's in there. Called strike 2, and we've got a 1-2 count.
I got a big job for you between innings. You're going to give me the number of strikes he pitched and the number of balls. Oh, you got it already on your little thing here.
18 strikes, 8 balls so far, 26 total pitches.
I wanted you to show off your little iPad here.
1-2, swung on,
Good inning.
and strike 3. 2 strikeouts for Platt in the inning. He's retired the last 5 batters, and we go to the bottom of the second, still scoreless. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week on WSTU, and you're watching us on WLX TV. Welcome back to Jensen Beach High School. Bottom of the second inning starting here. Mike Thomas alongside John Messina. Billy Rivera due up for the Falcons. Sebastian Martinez still out there on the mound for Treasure Coast. He got his breaking ball working at the bottom of the first inning, and he starts the second with a fastball down at the knees for strike 1.
You know, if he can get ahead with that fastball and then throw that breaking pitch, he's going to be tough.
0-1 count now. Martinez getting the call from his catcher, goes into his windup, and a breaking ball that started in the strike zone and then dropped down into the dirt, but Rivera swung over the top of it for strike 2.
And I throw it again.
Do it until he hits it?
Do it until he hits it. I mean, he throws a pitch like that, that's going to be tough to hit.
Yeah, it started belt high and then ended up hitting the dirt right after he swung at it. And here's the 0-2. Fastball down at the knees, strike 3 called.
Now, I think this umpire is a low ball umpire, but he's extremely consistent.
He has been.
If you're a coach, that's all you want is somebody that's extremely consistent.
Seems like it's been the strike zone a little tight on the outside corner edges of the plate, but consistent for both teams. And like you said, that's all you want. Due up now for the Falcons, number 6, Ricardo Pinheiro, right-handed hitter, 7th batter in the Falcons lineup. And breaking ball into him is going to drop into the strike zone for strike 1.
He's in a rhythm now. Now, again, if I'm batting against him, what I start doing, because he's in such a good rhythm, I start stepping out a little bit, calling time a little bit, because he's getting the ball and coming in such a great rhythm right now.
Playing the mental games. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball popped up and going back and will
it's going to hit our camera.
Hit the top of the backstop and go out of play for strike 2.
I thought it was going to hit the camera. I would have won in the second inning.
Yeah, with the under.
I got the under.
I'm taking the over.
That was close, right? Craig's laughing. He just wants a new camera. That's all he wants. It's the second inning. We got close.
It's our GoPro. They're supposed to be able to take a beating. They're supposed to be eaten by sharks and stuff like that.
But not a foul ball.
Well, they've got aquariums down at Marlins Park. I think a GoPro can survive, if a fish can survive.
Listen, the umpire hasn't seen that yet. When he comes, all we're going to do is point at Craig, okay? I didn't put it there.
Count. Martinez going into his windup. The pitch, breaking ball. That one down in the dirt for ball one. Easy pitch for Pinheiro to hold off on.
Now I think he'll throw the fastball now, up and in.
1 out, bottom of the second.
For some reason, I'm going to get blamed for that camera. I don't know why, but they're going to come back and they're going to, Messina, that's yours, right?
That's because everybody knows you.
I know.
Here's the 1-2, and down in the dirt, swung on, drop third strike. Here's a throw to first, and that is in time.
That's a great inning.
That's
great
the third
inning.
straight strikeout for Martinez going back to the bottom of the first.
That's a great inning.
So we got the designated hitter, number 11, Alex Tchs. We'll see what he can do with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. So Tchs, his first at-bat here in this game. Finished with 3 hits. Or pitched against John Carroll. Only allowed 3 hits in 4 2/3 shutout innings. We'll see what he can do from behind the plate here in this game. Fastball, and that's going to miss for ball 1.
It's a good pitch, though. When he misses, he's just missing off the corner. He's throwing very well.
Tchs, light it up, kid. Need a base runner.
2 outs, bottom of the second, 1-0 count. Martinez in a rhythm. He's retired 4 straight with 3 straight strikeouts. There's the 1-0, and that one in over the knees for strike 1.
You know, Jensen Beach had a chance that first inning to put a few on the scoreboard, and once Martinez got out of that inning, he's really settled down.
Well, I think once he got the second runner on is when he really settled down, because he was able to breeze through the rest of that inning.
Yeah.
The 1-0 pitch is going to miss and bounce away from the catcher, Martinez. Roll back to the backstop for ball 2, 2-1 count.
You know what a big play in this game was? When he was missing with the breaking pitch, and the catcher, Martinez, went out to talk to the pitcher, Martinez. Whatever he said, since that moment on, he's been doing well.
Knocked some sense into him.
Well, I don't know if he knocked it into him, but he said something to him, and it's working.
2-1 count, 2 outs. The windup and the pitch for Martinez, and that's fouled straight back to the backstop.
Now, you know I would have had that.
Oh, that was a line drive. That would have been over. That would have been a mile behind us.
No, I would have had that. I just don't want to show off. It's too early in the game.
2-2 count. Tchs will walk into the batter's box now, fouling it back. Fouled it almost straight back, had the timing down.
Oh, he was right on that, so I can't see him throwing a fastball again now.
Here's the 2-2. Another fastball down below the knees, and that's going to fill us up 3 balls, 2 strikes.
But where he threw that, the other one was a high fastball. This is a low fastball. So you're moving your locations on every pitch. And I think the catcher's really helping him out, too.
Tchs back in, ready to go. Martinez on the mound. Shakes off the first couple pitches. Now he's ready to go in his windup. The 3-2, and that's put into play. It's a slow roller over to Espinosa at short. He's going to pick it up. Throws over to Crispino at first for the 3rd out. It's a 6-3 ground out to end the second inning. So just like Platt for Jensen Beach, Martinez for Treasure Coast has retired 5 straight. And we go to the top of the 3rd. Still scoreless here. It's the high school baseball game of the week. You're listening on WSTU Radio and watching us on WLX TV. Welcome back to Jensen Beach High School. Mike Thomas alongside John Messina. We move to the top of the 3rd inning. Still scoreless between Jensen Beach and Treasure Coast. The high school baseball game of the week, non-district matchup. We thank you for tuning in, listening to us on WSTU Radio, watching us on WLX TV. This game was played Thursday night. You're listening to us Friday night on the radio, and we've got several play times on WLX TV throughout the upcoming week. First pitch to the pitcher, Sebastian Martinez, is going to miss for ball 1, and then the second pitch from Elijah Platt to his counterpart is going to find the strike zone at the knees. We've got a 1-1 count here. Martinez leading off the top of the third for Treasure Coast, and the next pitch swung on and missed, strike 2.
Well, I can't get a word in edgewise. He's throwing so good and so quick.
I know. Let's not jinx it here.
No.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Platt shaking off a couple of pitches from Scuderi. Now he'll turn around and deliver an inside fastball, and that's going to graze Martinez. The umpire
just grazed him.
Yeah. Didn't look like it hit him, but umpire immediately signaled for Martinez to go over to first. So second player hit by a pitch in this game, the second Titan hit by a pitch in this game.
Now another question I got is, we have a softball game behind us. So if they hit a foul ball.
You're on your own.
I knew you were going to say that. Even though my back's turned?
Yeah, my back's turned too.
All right, I'm on my own, okay? I'm going to remember that.
That's what the headphones are for.
Okay.
Terrence Williams, the right fielder, will step into the batter's box. First pitch to him is going to miss for ball 1.
No, we should hire somebody. Just like when they go down and warm up guys in a bullpen, they bring somebody down with the helmet. We should have somebody stand behind us with a mitt.
Do you think we can find somebody for that?
Oh, next game. I'll have somebody.
All right, good.
Oh, I got the perfect person.
Throw over to first. Martinez slides back in safely.
Give him community service hours.
Hey, there you go. Do you still need to do that for Bright Futures?
Yes, we need to do it for graduation, too. I'll find somebody.
Oh, wow. 1-0 count. And a nice pitch. Belt high right down the middle of the plate. Williams held off on it. And that's in there for strike 1. 1-1 count. Martinez, Sebastian Martinez, pitcher for Treasure Coast. Hit by a pitch. He's at first.
Small lead at first. Okay.
We've seen Platt has a pretty good pickoff move.
Yes, he does.
Now Williams is going to show bunt. He'll pull it back as that pitch was down low. And it's going to move us to 2 balls, 1 strike.
Show bunt, take it off, and then hit away. You got everybody moving in the infield.
Third baseman Billy Rivera stepping up into the grass. And they're going to bunt down the first base line, and scooped up by the pitcher Platt. He'll underhanded over to Moore covering first. But the sacrifice bunt works. Sebastian Martinez advances over to second. And Treasure Coast finally gets a runner into scoring position with 1 out here in the top of the third. We're still scoreless. And now we go back to the top of the lineup. Number 23, Matt Almeida, the center fielder, coming up to the plate.
Excellent bunt. No way they can make a play at second base on that.
So Martinez is at second in scoring position. Almeida 0 for 1 in the game with a ground out to the third baseman as he led off the game in the first inning. Here he is with 1 out in the third, and he's going to hit a grounder over to the second baseman, Pinera. He'll wait for it and will throw over to Moore at first. So they get the second out. Martinez will advance to third. The Titans advance a runner to third base, just 1 base away from getting the first run of the game, but now with 2 outs, you got to force out at first to end the inning.
Notice how Platt's fastballs are running in on the right-handed hitters, and they have all hit the ball the opposite way. They haven't really pulled it yet. So if he has command of his fastball, it's coming in on the right-handed hitters.
David Martinez hit by a pitch his last time up. Had a courtesy runner for him as he's the catcher for the games. Next pitch outside.
It's a good save by the catcher because, like we mentioned, it's about 80 feet between home plate and the backstop, so the runner would just walk home.
Yeah, that was way outside, and Scuderi really had to dive at it, but was able to keep that ball in his glove. And it's just a regular ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one down low again, and this time Scuderi couldn't get to it. It's going to roll back to the backstop, and Martinez will score from third. So 2 straight low and outside pitches from Platt. Scuderi got the first, couldn't get the second, and a run is scored because of it.
Now it shows you the importance of the bunt. Again, the bunt set that up. Got hit by a batsman, bunt him over, ground ball, move him to third, and you score on a wild pitch.
2-0 count. David Martinez in now with the bases clear. And the Titans with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the third inning with 2 outs.
What high school players don't understand all the time is that just as important as somebody hitting a home run.
Hey,
Is that,
sure.
Yeah.
3-0 pitch, and that one's going to miss. Ball 4. So Platt, who really was able to blast through the first couple of innings, struggling so far here in the third. He hit the leadoff batter, Sebastian Martinez. A sacrifice bunt from Terrence Williams moved Martinez into scoring position. A 4-3 ground out from Matt Almeida moved Martinez into third base. And then a wild pitch allowed Martinez to score there from third. And now we've got a walk on 4 straight pitches to move Martinez over to first, and we're going to get A.J. Nieves once again coming in as a courtesy runner.
I would definitely be going after you throw a strike because he hasn't thrown strikes in a while. So make him throw a strike, and then you're going to steal after that.
Michael Crispino in for the second time this game. First pitch to him is outside part of the plate for strike 1. He flew out to center field his last time up. Out number 2 in the inning. Nieves at first, taking a modest lead. Plant will check back and didn't like what he saw, so he stepped off the rubber.
He's taking a very short lead. So if he's going, he better have some speed.
Elijah Platt goes into his windup, delivers a pitch, swung on and foul tip. Rolls away from catcher Scuderi, and it's going to move the count to 0-2.
Pick him up, defense, make a play.
Now, if you have confidence in your pitcher and your catcher, this is a real good time to throw a pitch out right now.
See if you can get Nieves at first.
See if you can get him. You're up 0-2. Maybe that's what he's going out to say to him now, but it's a good time. If I'm Treasure Coast, now I'm up 1. You know, it looks like it's going to be a low-scoring game. You know, every time I say that, we end up 12-11. But it looks like it's going to be a low-scoring game, but this would be a good time to run. So if you're thinking that, you go to the other coach and says, all right, I got 0-2. Let me waste a pitch outside or try to do a pitch out here. So your catcher has a clear shot down to second.
0-2 count, 2 outs. Top of the third inning. Treasure Coast has scored the first run of the game. They lead at 1-0. A.J. Nieves, courtesy runner for David Martinez, is at first. Runner's going, and this one's popped up and out of play. So the count will remain 0-2.
Now, I knew he was going. You knew he was going.
I knew because you told me he was going.
I think we should have pitched that. Now, notice that foul ball went right in the middle of the softball field during the game. Suppose they catch it. Is it out?
No.
Okay, just check. Was it out on softball?
Maybe.
Okay, just checking.
Jensen Beach High School, the baseball and softball fields kind of back up to each other. The 0-2 pitch upstairs for ball 1. Tight little space between the two fields. The crowds kind of backed up to each other as well, and you saw when one foul ball went out of play, everybody started getting up and screaming, foul ball, foul ball.
All right, we're going to go again here, I think. I would.
1-2. Runner's going. And this one is another hit into play. It is fouled back and out of play.
They're getting closer. They're getting closer to us.
You think we're going to see a pitch out one of these times?
Oh, now, well, 1-2. He's going every other pitch. You know, I'm trying to guess when he's going to throw a breaking ball. That's when I would be going.
1-2 count. Platt stepped off.
Throwback,
but Nieves had to slide back anyway.
If you can just get him back 6 inches, you have accomplished something. Just get him back a little bit. Now he's got a big lead. Now I throw over.
And he's running, and that's a breaking ball that took a long time to get to the plate and then was outside. And by the time Scuderi was able to get control of it, Nieves was safely at second.
You know, they really kind of broke Platt out of his rhythm now, if you notice that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think ever since Martinez was hit with the pitch, Platt has had to deal with a runner on, and Treasure Coast batters have had more success. Fastball, and that one is pushed into play. Right fielder Jabari Brooks will track it and will get underneath it to make the grab for the third out of the inning, but not before Treasure Coast makes it 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the third. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week on WST Radio, and you're watching us on WLX TV. Welcome back to Jensen Beach High School. Mike Thomas alongside John Messina. We start the bottom of the third inning. Treasure Coast leading it 1-0 after their pitcher, Sebastian Martinez, was able to score from third on a wild pitch. So Martinez doing himself a favor, getting himself a run. We'll see if he can protect it here. He's going up against the 9th batter in the Falcons lineup, number 20, Matt Scuderi. First pitch, fastball, belt high, strike one called.
Now, you never want to slight the 9th batter, but you want to get him out. You definitely want to get out, especially if he's leading off.
Give yourself a heads up on the inning. Here's the 0-1 count. Martinez will get the call and will go into his windup. And a breaking ball that is going to miss just inside for ball one.
Now, that's his first breaking pitch he missed in an inning.
Yeah, he was on fire the past couple of innings. He's retired the past 5 batters with 3 strikeouts in that time. And that breaking ball has been a big part of the reason why.
And nobody's hit the ball hard.
No. 1-1 count. Nobody out. Bottom of the third. Fastball down low. Ball 2.
A great crowd here. Very, very big crowd.
A lot of people. Senior night for the Falcons. They did a nice ceremony on the field honoring all the seniors. A lot of seniors for this Falcons team. Poked into play. Second baseman struggled with it. Had to pick it up barehanded. Threw over and beating it out.
I think he stayed back a little bit on the ball.
Yeah, and we actually had, I apologize, that was not Matt Scuderi. That was the pitcher, Elijah Platt.
So they'll be running for him.
Okay. So he was able to get a base hit there, a nice infield single. Once again, the second baseman, Michael Vega, struggling with the chopper over in his direction. And Elijah Platt was able to beat it out safe at first. And we're going to get a courtesy runner, and it looks like it's going to be Hunter Schock who was able to make it in. So Hunter Schock will be running the bases, and now it's number 1, Kyle Gutveg.
Now, Coach Cook will have something on, either a bunt, a steal, or hit and run. He's going to put something on right now.
And he'll throw or show bunt, pull it back for strike 1.
Here's the play. Show bunt. You got the infielders moving. Then you send a runner and you do a hit and run. Everybody's out of position right there.
0-1 count. There's the pitch, down low, ball 1.
It's a nice pitch. When he misses, he just misses with that fastball. That was a nice pitch.
Tough pitches to hold back on, tough pitches to hit hard.
Now, I want you to notice Coach Cook is doing the old-time signals. Nothing on the wristbands.
No wristbands?
No wristbands.
Kyle Gutveg having a great week. 1 for 1. And is going to foul that one back for strike 2.
Now, somebody missed a sign there because he swung a very protective swing that was not a strike, and the runner was not going. So somebody missed a sign here.
1-2 count. Gutveg 3 for 4 against Port St. Lucie last week, scored 3 runs, was 4 for 4 against South Fork, had 4 runs and 4 stolen bases. He's 1 for 1 here in this game with a base hit his last time up. The 1-2 pitch down in the dirt will even us up, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So he's 8 for his last 9.
Yes, he is.
I wonder who got him out. Sign that guy up.
Somebody for Port St. Lucie.
Somebody got him out. Good-looking young man.
Very quick running the bases. We got a lot of good baseball players here on the Treasure Coast. And these kids, they play baseball pretty much their entire lives. There's no downtime for baseball anymore. You've got your summer leagues, your fall leagues, your spring leagues, school in between. Nice hard shot, a grounder over to the shortstop. Espinosa picks it up off the dirt, will throw, and just in time, the throw over to Crispino. Gutveg barely unable to beat it out. It'll be the first down of the inning, and Hunter Schock will advance to second.
Now, that's just as good as a sacrifice. You put the runner in motion, so you're not going to be able to turn 2. Shortstop made a nice play, threw him out at first. The runner is not going. That could have been a double play, but you had the runner moving on that pitch.
Jabari Brooks stepping in for his second at-bat of the game. Popped up to the first baseman his last time up. sun is setting behind the field here, kind of right in the eyes of the infielders, the pitchers and the shortstop the most affected. First pitch, fastball at the knees, strike one called on Jabari Brooks.
If he could go opposite way, all he's got to do is just poke at the shortstop. There's nobody there. Shortstop's way over by second base.
Espinosa, the shortstop, holding on Shock over there at second. He'll creep up behind Shock and drift back to his position. Here's the pitch from Martinez. Breaking ball, and Brooks went swinging at it, but came up empty-handed. He's down in the count 0-2.
He's got that breaking pitch moving again here.
A lot of movement on that breaking pitch.
Now, how's he doing number of pitches here?
That would be his 46th pitch, so he's approaching 50 pitches so far in the game, but he's been pretty evenly split, 18 balls and 28 strikes. Here's the 0-2, fastball. That one's going to be popped up. It's drifting towards out of play, and it's going to hit the netting, and will just be a harmless long foul ball.
Now, I told you the story when I was here the first game. They had the netting back further, so the ball would not hit it when it reached its apex. So the first pitch of our first game, boom, hit a car.
I like how it didn't even take longer than a game for you guys to hit a car. The baseball field located just along Jensen Beach Boulevard.
Yep.
And were you warning people about that maybe before that?
Yeah, I had people outside by the street with signs saying, drive at your own risk.
0-2 count.
No, they did a wonderful job. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous field. I mean, both the baseball, the softball, the football, soccer, the lacrosse complex. Beautiful, beautiful field.
Well, you're backed up to the Jensen Beach Boulevard, a pretty major thoroughfare here on the Treasure Coast, and you really wouldn't know it from sitting here because you face away from the road. You don't really hear the traffic. You've got a bunch of trees.
I think the trees help a lot.
0-2 pitch, a little looper put into play. Vega's going to scoop it up. He'll throw over to first, and it is not in time. That's 3 times this game that the Falcons have gotten away with the grounder to Vega at second, and he's just been unable to make the throw over to first.
I think that combination is playing a little bit too deep, and this is a very slow infield. We talked about this during warm-ups. It's a very slow infield. So now, 1 out, we got first and third, so something's going here. Okay, you can do a fake squeeze and a straight steal. You could do just a straight steal. And I think the pitching coach, Mark Johnson, is going out to the mound because he's thinking the same thing I'm thinking here.
So what do you do as a defense to try to be aware of what could potentially happen, and what do you do?
Now you got to put your options in for defense, okay? What I would always do is I had the cutoff play where either the shortstop or the second baseman, if he sees that runner going, you're going to cut that ball off and throw to the plate. Also, we had another one. If he's taking too big a lead at third, you pump going to second and you throw it right down to third, okay? Rarely are you going to do the little league play where you throw back to the pitcher. High school kids are too smart for that. But, there's a lot of combinations. I always liked offensively, when I got to first and third, I'm going to show squeeze. I'm going to have my runner take a short lead at third, come down the line. Now, he's not going anywhere, but they're thinking squeeze, and my runner from first is just straight stealing into second. I'm not squeezing, but now I just stole the base.
Well, we'll see what the Falcons come up with here.
But also it depends, Mike, on if this is one of their better hitters, let him hit away. You don't want to take the bat out of his hands either by trying to squeeze here.
Jesse Alker, third batter in the lineup, had a double and 3 RBIs against John Carroll last week. 2 hits, 2 runs, and 3 RBIs against South Fork. And had a hit and 2 RBIs against Port St. Lucie this past week. So
the catcher just called a play. Okay, now again, that might not be anything too. Okay, it's like a little chess match going here.
Treasure Coast leads at 1-0 in the bottom of the third. The Falcons up to the plate. Runners on the corners with 1 out. And number 21, Jesse Alker at the plate. First pitch is going to bounce in front of the catcher, David Martinez. He'll keep it in front of him, but it's ball 1.
Now, as soon as that ball hits the dirt, your runner from first got to go. He's got to go automatically.
Even if it's out in front of him?
Even if it's in front of him. He's not going to make that throw. If he makes that throw, he's going to be off balance making it. That runner from third is going to be able to come home, okay? Because it's almost like a delayed steal. And the second baseman shortstop did not get over there in time.
1-0 pitch is going to miss down low for ball 2. So Martinez struggling to keep that one up in the strike zone on this at-bat. 2 pitches, both of them low. It's a 2-0 count, and that was the 50th pitch of the game for Martinez.
Hey, 2-0 wants to throw
20 balls, 30 strikes.
What you say, big man? Within yourself, Jesse. You got this, kid.
Jesse Alker at the plate, left-handed hitter. Advanced on a walk his last time up. And next pitch is down at the knees for 2-1 count.
Now that looked low, but again, the umpire is extremely consistent. Everything he's been calling down there, so you have to expect that. That's a great pitch. 2-0 breaking pitch right there.
2-1 count. Martinez not worrying about the base runners. The runners go into second, and this one's poked into play, and it got grabbed by the glove of the first baseman. It's a race to first, and not in time. Martinez came running over. Crispino underhanded it over to him. Martinez thought he had it beaten. When he turned around and saw the umpire signal safe, he put his hands up in desperation. Now he's trying to walk back looking for an explanation. But as it is, Brooks advanced to second. Schock scored from third to tie this game up at 1, and Alker is safe at first with the RBI infield single.
Now again, he put the runners in motion. So the second baseman is going where? The second baseman is going over there towards second. Okay, he might have been able to pick that up if the runner wasn't going. First baseman had a tough play on that. Now again, we have first and second, 1 out, and again, I would put these guys in motion again. It's been working.
Tie ball game after the RBI hit by Alker. Kyle Bauer, the shortstop, is coming in. He's 0 for 1. Flew out to shallow right field his last time up. First pitch to him is a fastball down low for ball 1.
Martinez had such a great inning last inning and the last half of the first inning, and now he's a little bit out of his rhythm right now, but they have not hit the ball hard.
And second time you get the pitchers through the lineup, sometimes the batters are able to pick up something and have a little bit more success the second go around. 1-0 hard shot over to the shortstop. Double clutch will underhand it over to Vega at second to get a force out at second. And now we're going to get a throw over to third as Jabari Brooks was rounding to go home and realized he had to get held up. And he was able to slide back in underneath the tag at third somehow. Not sure how he did it, but we do have an out, a force out at second, and runners at the corners again with 2 outs.
Now, I don't have the instant replay in front of me, but I think the shortstop hesitated a little bit on his throw to second base.
He double clutched
it, or that's a double play. And we're talking about that was the first hard hit ball all inning, but that was a double play. And what happened is the runner coming around third base is thinking the same thing. They're going to go for a double play. He's going to try to score in case he's safe at first. But he was very fortunate to get back. Again, now we got another first and third situation.
With 2 outs this time, 22, Carson Moore struck out.
Send him again.
Swinging on the first pitch. And
he's down to second.
Now the runner, Kyle Bauer, was running on that one. He's got to go back.
Now, you keep running until they throw you out. You've been very, very successful running. Every time they have first and third, they have put a play in, and it has worked.
So Moore swing and a miss on the strike. Bauer still second. So you got runners at second and third for the Falcons with 2 outs in this tie ball game. Bottom of the third inning. Carson Moore, 0-1 count. There's the pitch. It's a fastball down below the knees, ball 1.
Let's go, Cars.
Infielders are playing pretty deep, and again, I really think this is one of the slower infields around, and the infielders are really deep on this.
1-1 count with 2 outs, and we're going to get a timeout. Carson Moore will step out of the batter's box. You notice the Falcons, they play a little bit closer to the grass. I think you're right. I mean, in the fields that I've seen so far this year, this is the slowest.
It's the slowest field. It's a nice field, but the infield grass is pretty high, and it is slow.
1-1. Jabari Brooks came storming up third base, and he'll trot back as the 1-1 pitch is going to miss just outside for ball 2.
And they have a little movement up in the Treasure Coast bullpen.
We might be seeing a new pitcher for Treasure Coast coming up the next inning, or depending on what happens here.
And they have only hit, unless I'm mistaken, one ball that was hard hit ball.
That's right. Here's the 2-1, and down at the knees, strike 2 called.
Crowd didn't like that.
Now, twice now this inning that the home crowd didn't like a low strike called on their batters. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Martinez on the mound with runners at second and third. Gets the call from his catcher, goes into his windup. Here's the 2-2, and that one's poked foul down the third base line.
He's hanging in there, the batter. He's fouling him off and you know, getting that ball in play.
That was the 5th pitch of the at-bat. He took a strike his first pitch, watched the next 2 go by for balls, and then had a strike and a foul on the last 2 pitches. Martinez up. This will be his 60th pitch of the game. By far the longest inning for Martinez on the mound. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball fouled straight back. Just a little bit over the camera that we got set up the GoPro there.
Boy, I would have won the prize on that one. Just a little bit high. Missed by about a foot.
You're 1 out away from it being over.
That could have been gone. Craig's smiling. He thought he was going to get a new camera.
It was close.
That was close. That was
Hope maybe we got some good footage out of that GoPro.
Oh, that should be great footage, huh?
2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Tied at 1. Martinez will go into his windup. Fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3.
Excellent pitch.
The Falcons strand 2 runners in scoring position, but they get the tying run to come home. It's 1-1 as we head to the top of the 4th inning. We'll take a break. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week on WSTU Radio, and you're watching us on WLX TV. We'll be back with more. It's the High School Baseball Game of the Week. Welcome back to Jensen Beach High School. Start of the 4th inning, tied at 1. R.J. Sheltra, the designated hitter, due up for the Titans. First pitch from Elijah Platt is a fastball that blew by Sheltra for strike 1.
You know, usually when your team scores, you got a little bit extra on that fastball when you go out.
A little bit extra, especially when you were a part of it by being able to beat out an infield single to get on, and it was your courtesy runner that was the one that scored the run. Next pitch is outside for ball 1, evens it up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Elijah Platt approaching 50 pitches. And the 50th pitch is going to be fouled back. That's going to drop it to a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
And that went out into Jensen Beach Boulevard.
Did it really?
And right there, no cars though, right out in the middle of the street.
Impressive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Platt. Fastball that's going to stay upstairs for ball 2.
You with this umpire, and again, he's very, very consistent, which is all you can ask. Keep the ball down. You'll get the calls.
Platt will go into his windup. Here's the 2-2. Oh, off the helmet.
Now, that hit him right in the head. He's got to be checked a little bit, I would think.
Yeah, the first base coach
he's
immediately came over, and as soon as he got to first,
he's got to be checked.
Yeah, RJ took his helmet off and is continuing to walk down the line. That was a pitch that got away from Platt. It was high and inside, right off the side of the helmet. First base coach still taking a look at RJ, and we're going to get immediately a courtesy runner coming out. RJ Shelter trying to knock the cobwebs out. So we'll see. Oh, maybe we won't get a courtesy runner. No, Shelter is going to stay out there, but that's the third Titan to be hit by a pitch so far in this game.
They're checking them out. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Now batting, number 35.
So now we're going to get number 35, Anthony Sambito. Fifth batter in the lineup for Treasure Coast. 0 for 1 in the game. Struck out swinging his last time up. Back in the second inning. Plant delivers a fastball, and that's going to miss for ball 1.
Now that would have been my philosophy. You get hit by a pitch and then you take off and steal on the next pitch.
That's right. That would have been your philosophy.
That would have been my philosophy.
Might have been a good pitch to do it on, too. 1-0 count. There's the pitch. Downstairs, ball 2.
And Platt has slowed out of his rhythm a little bit, too. And, you know, again, as the game goes on, you are going to slow out of your rhythm, but he has slowed dramatically out of his rhythm, too.
Early on in the game, very much rapid fire with the pitches, but starting early last inning, slowed down a little bit. Runner faked like he was going and ended up coming back to second. We had a swing from Sambito. That's going to drop us to a 2-1 count.
I think he called a swing on that. He called a swing?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because that definitely looked a little low on that one.
Plant with 55 pitches so far in the game. This is pitch number 56, but he's going to instead look over at first. Sheltra will slide back in. Billy Rivera, the third baseman for the Falcons, expecting bunt. He came charging up from third. Well, let's see now. Sambito shows bunt, and he's going to pull that back, and it's going to go for ball 3.
You show it again now? 3-1.
That's right. I don't know. Do you do a take pitch here?
I wouldn't do a take pitch, but I mean, I'm going to bunt it if it's right there.
Sambito shows bunt, reaches out for it, and couldn't come up with it, and that's going to go for strike number 2.
But that was not right there. That's the problem. Was if it's 3-1, you're showing bunt, but you got to say to yourself, okay, I'm going to make my imaginary little box in front of me. If it's a strike, that's outside that box. You keep that bat back because it's ball 4.
Yeah, because that one was low and outside. It would have been ball 4. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Bunted right down in the dirt. They're going to say it hit him.
He bunted it and it hit him. So let's see what they're going to call it. And you know what? That was ball 4 too.
Yes, it was.
He bunted on a 3-2 pitch, right?
Yes, it was.
So he's out.
So now there's the discussion between the umpires on whether the runner, R.J. Shelter, advanced to second.
Back.
Now he's going back to first. So the bunt went straight down off of the bat of Sambito and off of his thigh, according to the home plate umpire.
And it was ball 4.
And that would have been
ball 4. Right?
Or strike 3, right?
Either one. But if you're bunting with 2 strikes, you're out no matter what. If it's foul ball.
Right.
So he's out on the bunt because it was foul ball, whether it hit him or not. And then it was, you know, the last 2 pitches he bunted at ball 4s.
That's true.
We're going to have a pitching change here.
We got a pitching change. Middle of the 4th inning. We've got 1 out here in the 4th inning. Game is tied at 1. Home crowd giving Elijah Platt a nice round of applause as he walks to the dugout. We'll take a break. Come back with final stats for Platt plus the new pitcher when we return. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week on WSTU and watching us on WLX TV.
Great news! Your St. Lucie Public Schools has created an app available for you to download today. It's easy. Just go to your online app portal and search for St. Lucie Public Schools. Once you have downloaded the app, you have handy access to St. Lucie Public Schools news, calendars, athletic events, parent resources, educators resources, and with just a single swipe, contact information and website links for all public schools in St. Lucie County. In addition, this app provides you with the ability to follow us on Twitter. Here you can receive more frequent information and real-time happenings in your St. Lucie Public Schools. Download the app today.
Final stat line for Elijah Platt. Pitched 3 1/3 inning, 58 pitches, gave up 1 run. It was earned, had 3 strikeouts, no hits, and 1 walk. And coming up now is number 46, Patrick Coles. So we'll see what Coles has, as he'll be facing off against the bottom part of the lineup for Treasure Coast. Number 3, Ivy Espinosa stepping in. 1 out. RJ Sheltra is at first. We are tied at 1 here in the middle of the 4th inning with 1 out. The first pitch is going to miss outside, ball 1.
Now you had a tough time reading the numbers.
A little bit. The uniforms here, striking difference between what the Falcons are wearing for this game and what Treasure Coast has. Treasure Coast has the digital camo uniforms. We got to throw inside and throw back to first, and boy, it was close, but Sheltra was able to slide back in safely, and that was close.
That was close. That could have went either way. But going back to the uniforms here, it's difficult, especially at night, to see those numbers because they don't stand out, right?
We've got digital camo uniforms by the Titans, and we've got like this old school 70s teal and black stripes going on with the Falcons uniforms, and their numbers are white on the front and teal on the back, and they kind of blend in with the rest of the jersey. But we'll just keep an ear open for what the PA announcer says. Rely on whatever he tells us. 2-0 pitch.
He's looking at us, the PA announcer.
Well, then we're doomed.
Okay. Now, you have the teal and black. Are they like the Astro uniforms, but teal and black? Remember the old Houston Astros, right?
2-1 count. 1 out. Here's the pitch. And that's a strike down at the knees. Strike 2 called.
Now, don't you think all these uniforms get eventually recycled? No, you know, they come back, right?
Yeah. So they just sit in a closet? Were these the inaugural uniforms you guys had here at Jensen Beach High School?
No, we had black uniforms, black and teal.
Runners going on the 2-2, but the ball was hit out of play. Foul ball. So the count will remain 2-2 with 1 out.
Even the pants now. The pants are, like you said, 70s, right?
Well, at least the jerseys are.
Oh, umpire's looking. He's looking at our camera.
Yeah.
They didn't notice it yet.
Did notice it.
We're in good shape.
GoPro small.
Anyhow, wait till they come back with the socks. That's going to come back eventually. And I got a ton of them in a closet. I'll be the first one ready.
Yeah, you and my dad, you're the only ones left with those socks.
I don't know.
2-2.
I still like them.
Sheltra is going to second. The throw is not going to be in time. It was close, but Sheltra was able to slide in underneath it. Impressive for a tall kid like RJ Sheltra.
Now, another thing's coming back is you think of the sneakers. I went to the Mets game the other day, and I was with some friends of mine, and they had the old Converse sneakers that I had years and years ago.
Oh, they've never gone out of style.
They called them Chuck Taylor.
Now they're called the All-Stars.
But I had my Nikes. It didn't. I look over. I was the only one wearing Nikes. Everybody had these Chuck Taylor sneakers or Charlie Taylor. I don't know what they were.
3-2 pitch. That's going to stay upstairs for ball 4. Espinosa will go over to first, and now the Titans get runners on first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 4th, and we'll go to the 7th batter in their lineup. Third baseman, number 16, Anthony Barbieri. And Matt Scuderi, the catcher for Jensen Beach, is going to take this opportunity to come out and talk to his new pitcher, Patrick Coles.
Now, you know those sneakers are nice-looking sneakers, but who is Chuck Taylor? We ain't talking about Kobe Bryant here, right? We ain't talking about MJ here, right?
I don't know who he is, but
Chuck Taylor.
He makes a nice pair of shoes. I know that much.
He didn't make those shoes.
Well, somebody did.
But they're using his name. Was he an all-star?
Yeah, sure.
When? 1941?
Yeah, sure.
When he had the baskets, the peach baskets?
Yeah, it was just the peach basket.
Okay, I'm just checking.
I think that's how it goes.
So, you know, he probably passed away, and his family's making a lot of money. No, they were nice sneakers. I like them.
Anthony Barbieri holds on the first pitch fastball inside, ball 1.
But my whole point to this conversation, which we're going nowhere with, is that everything comes back.
Everything does.
It's a matter of time. So what would the old, now if we come back with the old mitts, now think of that one.
How about wooden bats? You think we can come back with some of those?
You know, we always talked about that in high school, and I'm being semi-serious now as an athletic director. We'd probably go through about 500 a year because the way the kids hit. You know, we go through them. And also, they are dangerous because those pieces break off.
Oh, yes, they do.
You know, we had a game, I think we played Treasure Coast a bunch of years ago, and we just used wooden bats over at the Met Stadium. And the kids did very well. I mean, we hit the ball pretty well. Of course, it's not going to go as far as the aluminum, but we broke, I think, 10 or 12 bats that one game.
Yeah, working out at Tradition Field and seeing the Mets and the New York Mets and the St. Lucie Mets, there are a lot of broken bats, and there are times where those bat shards go flying. No. And you've got to make sure that you've got an eye on where those are going, because that is pretty dangerous. 1-1 pitch is going to be low and outside for ball 2.
I would not feel comfortable with wooden bats right now. I just wouldn't as a safety precaution.
Well, it's interesting because the talk about moving away from the aluminum was safety from the speed of the ball coming off the bat, and now if you go too far the other way, now you're going into a totally different safety situation. Barbieri shows bunt, and he'll pull it back on the 2-1 pitch. That's going to miss the strike zone for ball 3.
Well, we have gone the other extreme with the aluminum bats. I remember the first year we hosted the state tournament, we had like 48 home runs.
And that's in
a big ballpark.
Minor league ballpark.
The last 2 years we had it, after they switched the aluminum bats, we had like 8 and 9 home runs. That was it.
3-1 pitch, and strike 2 called it. A throw back to second, trying to catch Sheltra. Not going to be in time. Kyle Bauer knocks it down to prevent that from going back into the outfield.
Now again, what did the batter do? 3-1 count. He's reaching for ball 4. Let it be ball 4. And then you walk, and now you got bases loaded. I mean, if you're going to sacrifice, it's got to be a sacrifice on a strike.
Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And a bunt that's going to be dropped down. First baseman came flying in. He'll turn around and throw. And we got a collision over at first. That ball came flying out. And we're going to get 1 run that scores. R.J. Schultra scores from second. And that was a crazy play. Carson Moore came up, and the first baseman fielded that ball on a 1-hop right in front of home plate. He turned around and threw to Ricardo Pinheiro, who was covering first. Pinheiro tried to reach out and tag Barbieri, and they had a collision there at first, and players went flying, and it looks like Pinheiro is being talked to by Coach Cook as he's walking back over to second.
He ran right, the throw was right into the runner, and it was a very, very difficult job for the second baseman to catch that. But notice what Coach Sindone did. Led it again with 2 strikes.
He went with the bunt.
He went with the bunt with 2 strikes. It was a great bunt. The first baseman made a good play, except the throw was a little bit, right into the second baseman here, and that was a tough play. You're not going to catch that ball with the runner right on you. I think he was thinking he was going to get him at third base first. He hesitated just a little bit.
So Sebastian Martinez will come in. Runner's going to go to second, and the hit is on. It's a short grounder, and it's misplayed by Pinheiro. It's going to bounce off of him, and Coles will pick it up in the dirt, but another run scores. Espinosa crosses home from third, and it is now suddenly 3-1 Treasure Coast on top of the Falcons with runners on first and second.
Now, that runner again was in motion, and I think every run that is scored tonight has been because the runners have been in motion. Second baseman glanced up at that runner who was right near him. Didn't interfere with him, but was right near him and didn't have a good play on the ball, and the run scored.
Terrence Williams is up now, and a throw back to second by Coles, and had to have a slide underneath it by Barbieri, but he's back safe at second.
Now, this is where you got to kind of a little bit forget about the runners a little bit. Let me get back in my rhythm here and start throwing strikes here. I mean, again, we haven't had a hard hit ball.
That's true. In fact, just 1 hit in the game for Treasure Coast. They lead at 3-1. Here's a pop-up. It's not going to leave the infield. And the second baseman will go and make the grab there at the edge of the grass for out number 2. Runners hold at first and second, and we go back to the top of the lineup for Treasure Coast with Matt Almeida coming up.
Yeah, that's the batter. I thought he was going to be buttoned with this 9th batter, moving the runners over, and he didn't, I wouldn't be surprised if he's stealing with 2 outs here now, because we haven't had anybody thrown out on either team stealing.
That's true. Everybody's been able to advance safely on the steals so far in this game. Steals, pass ball, wild pitches, base runners making good choices when they do go. Here's Coles turning around, delivering a pitch to Almeida, and it is in there. Strike 1 called.
Wind's starting to pick up a little bit.
I think the wind shifted. It was starting, at first it was blowing straight to right field, and now looking at the American flag behind right field here, it is shifted just slightly. And it looks like it's coming in towards home plate, and we're right behind home here, and we can definitely feel the wind coming at our face. A pop-up out to center field, scooped up on the run by center fielder Kyle Gutveg. So we end the top of the 4th inning, but not before Treasure Coast gets 2 more runs. They lead it 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. We'll take a break. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week on WSTU, and you are watching us on WLX TV. Bottom of the 4th inning coming up here at Jensen Beach High School. We got a new pitcher for Treasure Coast. Chris Caputo is taking over for Sebastian Martinez. Martinez pitched a pretty good game for the most part. 3 innings pitched, 61 pitches, 1 run. It was earned. Had 4 strikeouts, 4 hits, and 1 walk as well. Let's see what Caputo can do. He's going up against the bottom part of the lineup for the Falcons. Billy Rivera, Ricardo Pinheiro, and Alex Poches are due up next for the Falcons. They are all 0-1 so far here in this game. Rivera struck out looking back to lead off the 2nd inning. Here he is leading off the 4th, and the first pitch from Caputo is a fastball low, ball 1.
You know, I think we talked about this last game. I mean, you know, the pitch counts that we have, and we definitely have to have them with the arm injuries. But I always read that story about the great game between Warren Spahn and Juan Marichal.
And this is a hard shot out to right field, but Terrence Williams was able to track it. He was in perfect position, really didn't have to move too much. He makes the grab for the first out of the inning.
That game went, I think, 13 or 14 innings, and Warren Spahn threw 270 pitches, and Warren Marichal threw 250 pitches, and for some reason he never got hurt. And you know, I don't think anybody understands why now that pitchers are getting these arm injuries. I mean, you know, you think of a team and how many pitchers are going to go on the DL during the year. Is every pitcher going to go on the DL once a year?
Feels like it. First pitch, breaking ball into Ricardo Pinheiro is in there for strike 1. And
you know, it's the pitch count is something I feel is very, very necessary, but there's also got to be another factor. And I know we talk a lot about it, is that baseball players just play one sport now, and they're only using the same muscles over and over again. They're not playing different sports.
You almost have to if you want to succeed in baseball anymore. You've got to be that year-round type of player.
I know we have the number of 2- and 3-sport athletes that we have at high school levels has dropped tremendously now.
Breaking ball on the 1-1 pitch is in there for strike 2. And count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Falcons trailing 3-1.
That Tommy John surgery is being so common now. It's like going to the doctor for a cold.
Every year there's players that have it, and you know they're going to be gone for a while, but they're going to come back and get it. The 1-2 pitch, another breaking ball. Pinheiro swung on and missed. Strike 3.
Nice
He'll go
pitch.
down swinging.
You know, you hear about that, you talk about that. I had the good fortune when I was coaching down at Miami Pace. Tommy John was the baseball coach at Westminster Academy in Fort Lauderdale, and we became pretty good friends. He's a wonderful person, and you know, people don't remember this guy won 280 games, and he's known for getting hurt. And here's a guy that should be in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
Great person.
Wade Walton pinch hitting for the Falcons here, and he'll hold off on this first pitch fastball that's low and outside for ball 1. Wade Walton made a name for himself in the South Fork game played on Saturday, but he did it as a pitcher combined with Braden Ogle on the mound for a no-hitter through 5 innings.
Wow. Against South Fork, that's excellent.
Not an easy thing to do there. Here's the 1-0 pitch, fastball, and that's going to be strike 1 called down at the knees.
I remember when one of my sons answered the phone when I was down in Miami, and they said, "Dad, Tommy John's on the phone."
Wow.
And I said to myself, I said, that's got to be one of my friends pulling my leg. So I said, just hang up the phone. And it was Tommy John. I had to call him back and apologize. And he just wanted to get together. He just got the job at Westminster, and he wanted to know about getting schedules and everything. But, boy, I picked his brain.
I bet.
Oh, geez. Hours and hours I asked him questions. What just a good person.
And now any casual fan of baseball knows that name.
But, again, they know him for the surgery. This is... Yeah, you're getting Tommy John surgery. Tommy John won 280-something games. You know, won a World Series, you know.
2-1 count. Wade Walton in the plate. Chris Caputo on the mound. Trying to get the call from his catcher. Now he sees the pitch that he likes. Will turn around, deliver a fastball outside. Ball 3. The count is now 3-1.
Now, you remember a few innings ago I said how quick the game was going.
It's slowed down.
I had slowed down.
You jinxed it.
I did it again.
You broke the cardinal rule in baseball.
You know, I only got one more out for the camera to get hit. And then I lose the bet.
Yeah, that's true.
I lose the bet. We need a foul ball right behind
home. We got a GoPro camera right there behind home plate. Almost. We came within a foot. Fastball outside. Ball 4. Walton will advance to first on the walk. And now we got the batter coming in. This is going to be number 16. Or number 46. I apologize. That's going to be Patrick Coles.
And again, Jensen Beach has stolen about 3 or 4 times. Tried to steal more than that. A few foul balls in it. They haven't been close to being thrown out. So now I would definitely go again.
Coles came in. Took over on the mound for Platt. Now he'll take over at the batter's box. Pitching and batting. Wade Walton at first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Caputo, fastball, downstairs, ball 1.
Now, he's a much different pitcher than Martinez.
Yes.
Much different. Comes a little on the side. Throws a little bit harder. Doesn't have the curveball that Martinez had.
1-0 count. Fastball. Strike 1 called, and then a throw from David Martinez, the catcher, over to Crispino at first to try to catch Walton. But that pitch or that throw was high. Crispino had to do a good job jumping up just to make sure that thing go past him.
First base made a nice play, or the runner would have been on third base.
Yeah, because that would have kept going with the amount of speed that one had. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Down in the dirt, ball 2.
I still say he's going. Unless Coach Cook knows the runner doesn't have great speed, but I think he could steal second right now.
2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Falcons trail by 2. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and that one is poked out into play in center field. Almeida gets underneath it and will make the grab for the 3rd out of the inning. We've played 4, and the Treasure Coast Titans lead it 3-1 as we move to the top of the 5th. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week on WSTU, and you are watching us on WLX TV. Moving to the top of the 5th inning here at Jensen Beach High School. Mike Thomas alongside John Messina, your high school baseball game of the week. The Titans going out there to start out this top of the 5th inning. They lead it by 2, and a first pitch swing by David Martinez, and that's going to be a base hit. It got over the glove of Ricardo Pinheiro and landed into no man's land right there in kind of shallow center field.
That's only their 2nd hit? Is that correct?
That's it, just the 2nd one. So a little bloop single by David Martinez leads off the 5th inning in the right way.
Now you call that run efficiency. 3 runs on 1 hit.
It's a pretty good ratio right there.
I'll take that anytime.
Michael Crispino, number 15, coming up to the plate. 0 for 2, a pair of flyouts in the game. Flew out to center field and then flew out to right field.
Now let's go back to the uniforms because I'm still thinking about that. What is your favorite team uniform?
That's a rough one. First pitch into Crispino is down low for a ball. I kind of like, it's a toss-up between the Marlins or the Pirates.
Really?
I like some of the Marlins uniforms, but the classic Pirates uniforms, I think with the gray pinstripes.
You like that?
I like it, yeah. It's more classic looking.
Okay.
What about yourself?
I'm very plain, but
Yankees pinstripes.
I like the Yankee pinstripes. You knew what I was going to say. And I also like the Philly pinstripes because that's what I had at Pace.
Ah, there you go.
Just came out there. I think we intimidated people.
Here's the 1-0, and that one is a hard grounder over to short. The throw to seconds in time for the first out. Throw into first, and not in time.
Close.
Carson Moore made a great extension, and it was a great throw from Pinheiro, but just a little bit too much. Enough speed from Crispino to beat out the double play, but still fielder's choice gets the lead runner, and we've got one out in the top of the fifth.
Now does pinstripe make you look thinner or make you look heavier?
Thinner.
Thinner, okay.
Absolutely.
So my big
it's a
guys,
slimming effect. That's why I'm wearing pinstripes right now.
So my big guys at Pace, that were a little on the heavy side, they look slimmer.
As long as you got the stripes that go up and out. They go horizontal, it's bad news.
Listen, I had 3 guys that threw 95, so nothing mattered.
R.J. Sheltra, the designated hitter, fouls his first pitch back to the backstop. It's strike one.
Now, I lost the bet on the camera. I'm very disappointed about that. And don't forget it. I hope you're not going to leave it here overnight.
No. Hey, it's still going to be there for the rest of the game. It still has a chance to get broken.
Yeah, but not in the first 4 innings.
Throw back over to first. What a good throw from Coles. Almost, but Crispino barely able to get back to first safely on the pickoff attempt from Patrick Coles.
And that's really difficult on the umpire where he is on a 2-man crew to make that call. So you can't fault him either way.
0-1 count. R.J. Sheltra hit by a pitch right last time up.
Yeah.
And nice pitch. The 0-1 pitch, a little bit of a breaking ball right into the middle part of the plate. Strike 2 called.
Okay, I think we're going to be running again. I'm on this kick today. I want everybody to run. Just once you get home, have your salad.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And drown it in dressing. 0-2 pitch, a little check swing, not enough to get called strike 3. It's going to go for ball 1.
If he would have ran, that was the pitch, right? The breaking pitch outside.
That would have been it.
He would have been there. They don't listen to me.
R.J. Sheltra last time up took a hard baseball right to the head.
I think that was more of a breaking pitch, though.
You think so?
Yeah.
The one that caught him?
Yes. Yeah.
1-2 pitch, or 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back to the backstop. Still a 1-2 count.
A little high on that foul ball.
Yeah. Not close enough to be a concern for the camera. We're in the top of the 5th inning, 1 out.
Now watch, we're at my place. We put that camera back there. First pitch, it's going to be knocked down. First pitch.
3-1 score, Titans with the lead. They got a runner at first. There's a chopped foul ball down the third base line. So R.J. Sheltra doing a good job his last 2 at-bats.
And Treasure Coast as a whole is doing a nice job. They're really doing a nice job. I guess Jensen, we would have to say, has been the best team in this area.
Certainly after the past month.
After the past month. And Treasure Coast is doing a real nice job tonight.
Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And now we're going to get a throw over to second, and that is not going to be in time.
Now explain that steal to me. Was that a little bit of a delay there?
Yeah.
It was a big delay.
Pretty big delay because it looked like the catcher was waiting for it. And then as soon as he dropped his hand, that's when the runner seemed to finally continue advancing to second. But he was able to beat it out anyway. Nobody
broke over on Jensen Beach right away because he delayed. So sometimes that's the advantage. If you keep going with the delay, you know, you got to, as a middle infielder, you got to go over every pitch or intend to try to go over every pitch.
Anthony Sambito 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And he hits a hard shot that's going to get past the outstretched glove of Pinheiro. Crispino's rounding third to throw to the plate. Not in time. Crispino's safe at home for run number 4.
And the runner went down to second base on that.
Absolutely. Now he's going to third, it looks like.
No, he's just taking his glove off.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now, again, there's the importance of the steal. He don't score from first base on that.
No.
Okay? So again, Treasure Coast is making the most of their hits. They're stealing bases, and when they get the runners in scoring position, they're doing the right thing.
So Sambito is safe at second. Ivy Espinosa is at the plate with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. 1 run has scored for Treasure Coast. They lead it 4-1 and get strike number 1.
Yeah, hit now, and you know they can almost break this open a little bit.
A little bit. They've scored 1 run in the 3rd, 2 runs in the 4th, and 1 run so far here in the 5th. 0-1 count in there for strike 2. Bats for Treasure Coast have really been alive the past 2 innings.
Yeah, they're swinging real well.
Putting the ball in play and letting things happen. A couple of fielder's choice, a couple of walks, a couple of hit by pitch, but they're scoring runs. Here's another shot put into play, and that's going to be a grounder over to the shortstop. He lost his feet a little bit. It slipped out from under him, and then the throw over to third. And that is good. That is in time. Sambito drifted off the bag at third. Cal Bauer threw over to his third baseman, Billy Rivera, and that is good for out number 3. So that sends us to the bottom of the 5th, but not before Treasure Coast scores 1 more run. They lead it 4-1. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week on WSTU, and you're watching us on WLX TV.
Great news! Your St. Lucie Public Schools has created an app available for you to download today. It's easy. Just go to your online app portal and search for St. Lucie Public Schools. Once you have downloaded the app, you have handy access to St. Lucie Public Schools news, calendars, athletic events, parent resources, educators resources, and with just a single swipe, contact information and website links for all public schools in St. Lucie County. In addition, this app provides you with the ability to follow us on Twitter. Here you can receive more frequent information and real-time happenings in your St. Lucie Public Schools. Download the app today.
Bottom of the 5th inning here at Jensen Beach. Somewhat of a crazy play, and in the top of the 5th inning, ground ball over to short and then a throw over to third. John, what did you see on that play?
I thought the shortstop made an excellent play and a smart baseball play. He had no play at first base. If you're a good team, you teach your runners with 2 outs on any ground ball, just try to go home on it, you know, thinking that the throw is going to be to first. He knew he didn't have a throw. He faked it, and then he threw back to third, and they got him. It's a great heads-up play.
And I thought it was nice for the Bauer to keep his head about him because his feet slid, and that was a big reason why he wasn't able to make the throw over to first, and he knew it as soon as his feet slid, but he glanced over at third, saw the opportunity, and was able to make the play at third to end the inning. Now we hear at the bottom of the 5th, Kyle Gutveg, leadoff hitter for the Falcons, and he has a 1-1 count after taking that pitch, a strike down at the knees. Gutveg 1 for 2 in the game, had a single, advanced to second back in the 1st inning, and then hit into a 6-3 ground out back in the 3rd inning.
Now, I'm not going to fault the runner on that, because if they threw to first, he would have scored from second.
He would have, because they would have been safe at first.
You know, the only thing I'm probably thinking is, you know, once you get in that never land there, just keep going. You know, don't go back to the base. Keep going. Make him throw it home then.
1-1 pitch is going to miss downstairs for ball 2. It's a 2-1 count. There's a fastball put into play off the bottom of the glove for Caputo on the mound. He'll turn around and throw over to first. And Gutveg hits into the 1-3 ground out for the first out of the inning.
Number 23, Jabari.
We got Jabari Brooks stepping up, left-handed hitter. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Had a single past the first baseman. Was able to advance all the way to third, but unable to come home.
Jensen had their chances.
They've had their chances. They've had base runners in almost every inning, just really unable to get them in. So the 2nd inning was the only time where it was a 1-2-3 inning where they weren't able to get somebody on. They scored a run in the 3rd to tie it up, and then since then they've been outscored 3-0. They trail 4-1. First pitch to Brooks is a fastball downstairs, ball 1.
And again, this pitcher here is in a sharp contrast to what Martinez did opening up the game, and that's keeping the Jensen Beach hitters off balance.
And Martinez seemed like he was more along the lines. He had a big breaking ball. It had a lot of motion on it. Very tough pitch to hit in and of its own. And he had the fastball that he had some really excellent placement on that fastball. And it made it very challenging for the Jensen Beach batters. And now once you get used to that, now you've got Chris Caputo coming in and feels like he just throws the ball a little bit harder and relies more on power than maybe technique like Martinez was.
And he has movement, and they have another pitcher warming up in the bullpen. So I think if he gets through this, they're going to bring another guy in next inning.
For the final 2 innings. Here we go. Play is ready to resume. 1-0 count. Wind up the pitch from Caputo, and that is in there for strike 1.
Yeah, he's throwing well. His fastball's up there a little bit.
Jabari Brooks, right-handed hitter, or left-handed hitter, stepping in with the 1-1 count. There's the windup and the pitch from Caputo, breaking ball, and he put that one into play. It's a nice little blooper opposite field over the head of the third baseman, Barbieri. Brooks is going to try to turn this into a double, and he's in there. A stand-up double for Brooks on a nice little blooper going the opposite way.
Now, that's a great piece of hitting. That was a curveball that hung a little bit on the outside part of the plate, and what the batter did is just go with that pitch, bloop it off a left fielder, and you know, he was thinking double all the way.
So Jabari Brooks gets over to second, and now we got Jesse Auker stepping up to the batter's box. Last time up, Auker had a RBI base hit. Was able to reach on a walk back in the first inning as well. Another productive game for Auker. We'll see what he can do with another runner in scoring position. Jensen Beach trails by 3. Definitely would like a run back here. First pitch, strike 1 called down at the knees. Seems like as this game's gone on, that strike zone's dropped a little bit more.
I never criticize the umpires.
That's okay. That's what I'm here for.
I know, not from this viewpoint. Never.
0-1 count. Caputo wind up. Breaking ball high and outside for ball 1.
Yeah, and again, you have to wonder how their pitching rotation is set up, how many games they played this week. I know Jensen's got to play South Fork this Saturday in a makeup game, so they got to be holding people back. You don't know if Treasure Coast has any more games. So sometimes when you play a non-district game, and especially over the spring break that we're at, you know, the pitching doesn't balance out.
Now it looks like this will be the last game for Jensen Beach until they play South Fork on Saturday in that makeup game, because both their initial games were rained out, including the one last Friday here at this very field. There's the 1-1 pitch, fastball. It's a grounder put into play. Shortstop picks it up on the one hop, throws over to first, and unable to control it. It's Crispino. Jabari Brooks is going home, and he's going to be safe at home. And the throw got behind the catcher. Martinez went all the way back to the backstop, so Auker was able to advance to second on the error there. So now you've got a 4-2 ball game, and suddenly some life for the Falcons with one out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Now here's where you don't combine one mistake into multiple mistakes, okay? Runner was safe at first, throws a little bit in the dirt. Runner was coming home. There was no way you're going to get him. So he's safe, but now you throw that ball away, and you get the runner going to second base, and now you just put Jensen Beach right back in the ball game. You should have been able to say, all right, we didn't get the out, but the worst thing's going to happen is that we got a runner on first with one out. Now you put another runner in scoring position. But again, there's that aggressive base running, scoring from second base on a ground ball.
And you had Brooks turning just a little looper base hit into a double with his aggressive base running. And then, of course, he was able to turn that into a play at home. And the throw from the first baseman a little low, and it got behind David Martinez, the catcher, and just rolled all the way back to the backstop. We talked about it early on in the game, the distance between home plate and the backstop here, and that allowed Auker to advance to second, and almost lucky that it couldn't have been more.
I thought he had third. But yet again, you know, do you want to take that chance? You know, I think if Corey had to do it over again, he'd send him because I think he could have made third easily.
Definitely if the ball had bounced the other way.
Yes.
Instead of it rolling kind of down the third base line.
Yes.
Well, now we got number 24, Cal Bauer, stepping into the batter's box, shortstop.
Now, he's been their best hitter, right?
0 for 2 in tonight's game.
But overall, I think he's been their best hitter all year.
Did reach on a fielder's choice his last time up. And he swings a hard cutter, a grounder to the third baseman. He'll throw over to first for the second out. Now we're going to get a throw back to third, but not in time. Alker is safe at third.
Now, third baseman picks up that ball, okay, as he's moving toward second base. Shortstop immediately has got to go to third, okay? They're like switching positions. And you know, the first baseman hesitated a little bit throwing it back across the diamond because nobody was at third right away. So that's something instinctively you have to do. But anyhow, Treasure Coast got to look at it this way. We traded an out for a base.
That's right.
And
nothing wrong with that when you've got a 2-run lead here in this stage of the game.
Yep.
Jesse Alker is at third, though. Jensen Beach would love to be able to find a way to get him home. Carson Moore will step in. He's got 2 strikeouts in the game. And the first pitch to him is a breaking ball that stays down in the dirt for ball 1.
We got a lot of stick saved by the catchers tonight, right?
Yeah, they've been stick saves, protecting the 5-hole, everything.
That's right.
Every hockey cliche you want to throw out there.
They could be good. These catchers could be goalies.
Just put about 100 pounds of pads on them, and they'd be good to go. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Fastball low and outside, ball 2.
If I ever coached hockey, which I never will, but if I ever did,
never say never.
Wouldn't you find the biggest person that you know and let him be the goalie?
I always thought that the goalies were big, and then you start seeing them come out of the pads, and they're some of the skinniest people you see around.
But when you get like about a 300-400-pound guy and put him in front of the goal, there's no room.
Yeah, just don't let.
Now, of course, he's got to skate, but you know we'll worry about that later.
You have to be a little flexible.
Yeah.
A 2-0 pitch inside, ball 3.
I always wondered that. I really did.
And it's not like soccer where you have to move around.
That's right. And that goal's so small. You find the biggest person you know, teach him how to skate, and put him in front of the goal.
Well, you could do that once you go in and do an interview, and that could be your entire strategy. 3-0 count. It's the pitch from Caputo, and that one is bell time for strike 1.
I've been watching hockey for 50 years. I still don't know what icing is. I still don't. You know.
That's when the people in the front rows need a refresher on their drinks.
I knew that. Okay.
3 balls, 1 strike.
These catchers are excellent. They're doing an excellent job.
And second time in a row that Moore took a pitch thinking it was ball 4 and started running. That time he even threw his bat before the umpire called strike 2.
That's the Cardinal thing. You start running down to first before the umpire makes that call, you're going to call that strike. I don't care where it is. Okay? Now, you know there was a rule years ago, about 10, 12, 15 years ago. If you left home plate, and they would call an additional strike on you. There was a championship game where I think it was like a 3-1 count, and the team up was losing, and they had the bases loaded, and the pitch looked like it was outside, so the umpire called strike 2. The batter left the box, called strike 3, and the game was over.
Ouch.
Think of that one. Then they changed the rule the next year.
That stings. Full count, swung on and missed strike 3.
You don't throw the bat. I think
Moore
we got a
threw
problem.
his bat. Now the umpire is going to come out and have a word with him.
He's going to warn him, yeah. You can't do that.
But strike 3 called on Carson Moore, a swing and a miss, and that's going to end the inning, but not before the Falcons get 1 run in. They cut into the Treasure Coast lead. It's 4-2 heading to the top of the 6th. We'll take a break. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week on WSTU, and you're watching us on WLX TV. Top of the 6th inning here at Jensen Beach High School. Mike Thomas alongside John Messina. Treasure Coast leads it 4-2. And they're up to plate here with Number 11, that's going to be, we got a pinch hitter. We'll get his name here in just a moment. Last inning ended with a strikeout from Carson Moore, and now we've got number 11 at the plate for Treasure Coast, Messinol. And Messinol looking at a 2-0 count.
If I'm Treasure Coast, I'm up 2. I'm playing for a run each inning. Get the leadoff guy on, move him over, try to get him in. Okay, the way their pitching's doing, they got a lot of strikeouts today.
Patrick Cole's on the mound, and this pitch popped up, drifting out of play. The first baseman, Carson Moore's going over, and he'll make a grab at the warning track for the first out.
Now, any other high school park in this area that's into the stands, but there's so much room in foul territory here, so your batting averages technically go down because more foul balls are caught.
Sebastian Martinez coming up to the plate, 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch, also reached on an error.
It's like playing golf on a tight course and a wide open course. Is that a good analogy?
If I could hit it straight, it would be.
Look, there's another one.
Pop up out of play by Martinez. That one out of play with no doubt about it.
And you know what the biggest difference between golf and baseball is?
Entertainment?
Besides that, golf, you got to play your foul balls.
That's true.
Right? You never thought of it that way.
That's true.
I'm very good at that.
You might make those connections. 0-1 count. Patrick Cole's back out there on the mound for the Falcons. His team trailing by 2. It's a fastball, and that's a strike 2 called on the outside part of the plate.
I got to get Greg to let me do a football game next year.
There you go. That'd be fun.
We'd be in our glory here. On our off weeks. We got 2 bye weeks next year,
Oh, there you go.
So maybe my...
It's the 0-2 pitch. Breaking
That's
ball.
a nice pitch.
Strike 3 called. Martinez went down looking.
You could see that was a nice breaking pitch. As soon as he let that go, you could see the spin in that drop, and that was a great pitch.
Now we got number 13, Terrence Williams, coming up to the plate. 0 for 1 at a sacrifice bunt and a fly out. So do you travel on the road games too for football?
Oh, yeah. I haven't missed a game in – I don't think I ever missed a game in Centennial. No, I go.
First pitch from Coles to Williams is going to miss down low, ball 1.
We got one of our coaches, Coach Kelly. He has a problem with his knees. Big Coach Kelly's about 6'5", 350. So I'm his chauffeur to the games.
Nice.
No, I wouldn't miss a game. I love watching our guys.
1-0 pitch. That one is going to come across the plate, belt high. Strike 1 called. Williams and Coles had tied in the count. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning.
You know, this softball game started a half hour after us, and they're done.
This has definitely been a little bit of a slow game once we got to the middle parts. I blame you, John, for mentioning that we were going through it quickly.
I always get blamed for everything.
Cole's next pitch in there for strike 2. It's a 1-2 count with 2 outs.
Well, that means our crowd's going to be bigger because here comes everybody from softball.
And that ball drifted inside. Terrence Williams takes it on the elbow, and he'll go down to first. It's the 4th Treasure Coast batter hit by a pitch here in this game.
Now, what Coach Cook is going to say, did he try to get out of the way? Because you have to make an attempt to get out of the way. So what he's going to do is ask the home plate umpire to ask first base umpire, did he try to make an attempt to get out of the way? You can't just stick your elbow in there. I don't think he did it.
How much of an effort do you have to make? If you twist, is that enough?
You twist to me is an effort.
And it looked to me that Williams twisted.
That's what I agree. But there's no harm in trying, and he did it very respectfully.
A couple plays ago, back when at the end of the bottom of the 5th inning, there was during one of those moments when the batter thought that it would be ball 4 and it was a strike 2 called. Coach Cook started walking up from third base, and the umpire started walking out to meet him. He's like, no, I'm not here to talk to you. I want to talk to my batter.
That's it, yeah.
Matt Almeida up at the plate. Pitch is going to miss downstairs for ball 1.
You know, umpires got a tough job. They got the toughest job out there. They can't win all the time.
No, can't please everybody.
They can't please everybody. And then, you know, most of them, and especially the umpires in this area, do a great job.
Almeida 0 for 3. Takes a look at that pitch, and it's going to somehow catch the strike zone. Yeah. 1-1 count now.
I mean, you look at the home plate umpire. I mean, every single pitch can go either way. Most of them, not every single pitch, but a lot of them.
Probably most of the pitches are there on the outside or judgment calls. Here's the 1-1. And that's a hard grounder over to Bauer at short. He misplayed it. He's going to underhand it over to second still and find a way to get the lead runner, Williams, who was trying to slide in at second, but that is the third out. And we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Jensen Beach's defense did their job. They didn't let any more runs score. Now their offense, they're down to their final 6 outs to get 2 more runs and try to keep this game going. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week on WSTU, and you're watching us on WLX TV. Final 6 outs coming up for the Falcons. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning, and they trail the Treasure Coast Titans 4-2. It's the High School Baseball Game of the Week. Good evening. Mike Thomas alongside John Messina. We've had a good game here. We've had at times a pitcher's duel. We've had at times a little bit of a shootout. We've had some small ball. We've had a little bit of everything here in this game, except for maybe a home run.
No, we haven't had. I think we have 1 extra base hit.
Correct.
All right. We haven't had really any hard hit balls in the gaps yet.
Right.
And by saying the final 6 outs, you jinxed us.
Probably.
Okay. I just want you to understand that. I got that on record now.
Billy Rivera stepping up, leadoff hitter for the Falcons. Ricardo Pinheiro is on deck.
You want to get that first guy on. You get that first guy on, you play for a run this inning and you play for a run next inning.
New pitcher for the Titans is Nick Darp. Coming in relief. The pitch this inning. First pitch down to Rivera is down in the strike zone for strike 1.
And then they have another guy warming up in the bullpen, so I think this will be 1 inning for him, and then they bring in their closer.
Chris Caputo pitched 2 innings, gave up 1 run, 2 strikeouts, 1 hit, 1 walk. And here's a shot off the glove of the second baseman. And for the Falcon home crowd, they got something to cheer about because it's a leadoff single from Billy Rivera.
Now, what are we going to do here? We're going to try to move them over, or we're going to try for the big inning? I mean, those are some of the decisions Coach is going to have to make right now.
Okay, trailing by 2, you got to. It's close. That's a borderline call.
Well, I'm going to say I'm definitely. This is me now talking. I definitely take a pitch here and then play the count out and see what's happening with the count.
Rivera will take a somewhat short lead over at first. Ricardo Pinheiro is stepping in. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. He's going to show bunt. Pulls it back because that pitch was high and inside. That'll be ball 1.
He had no intention of bunting. That was just a decoy there. Now he might bunt. But again, as much as you and I want to speculate, Coach knows his hitters. We don't know the hitters the way Coach does. Okay? He knows who can hit and run, who's a clutch hitter.
Darp will step off the rubber, take a look back at first. Rivera steps back safely.
Hard work pays off, Pinheiro. Let's go.
Tying runs at the plate.
Be a leader right here,
Ricardo Pinheiro
get a base runner any way you can.
shows bunt again, pulls it back. That pitch high for ball 2.
He has no intention of bunting. Now 2-0. Now I'm definitely taking. I would take.
You take on the 2-0 pitch here?
Yes.
Smart hitter out there, Ricardo, on a tee, back on a tee.
2-0 count.
I mean, I wouldn't feel comfortable bunting 2-0. Then take a strike and then see what happens.
Shows bunt again, pulls back high and inside once more. And 3 straight times we've had Pinheiro at least showing bunt and Nick Darp missing high and inside.
Now, if I'm the coach, I walk down to my batter and say, give me your bat. Because you're not swinging at this. You're not doing anything at this, okay?
Do you still show bunt or no?
No, he hasn't been close. He has not been close. I mean, you could show it, but, you always take that chance of bringing it back. You might foul it off or something like that. I mean,
don't do anything to risk it. There's 3-0. Pinheiro at the plate.
Right. Runner just takes a short lead. You're not going anywhere.
And once again, they show bunt. Pinheiro pulls it back, and this time it's a fastball down the middle for strike one.
Okay, now what do you do here?
Well, if you've been showing bunt, you keep saying he's no intention of bunting.
Now I do.
Now you do?
Now I do.
I say go for the bunt if it's a hittable pitch. Or if it's a strike, I guess I should say.
Oh, now he was going to bunt. By him stepping off, he was showing bunt.
3-1 count, nobody out here. Bunt showed, pulled back, swung on, and popped up, and will roll out of play.
Oh, that was close. Everybody heard that, right?
Yeah.
That was close.
Right into the middle bleachers.
Again, just didn't want to show off. I could have got that. Backhanded.
Pinheiro battling.
Showed the bunt, brought it back, and swung away. I like that, okay?
Pinheiro and Dart battling here. It's now a full count after Pinheiro was ahead 3-0. Strike and a foul ball has filled us up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first. Fastball in there. Strike 3 called. What a pitch from Darp.
First of all, that's a great comeback down 3-0. But again, if you're a hitter, that's possibly the worst thing that you could do is take a called strike in that situation. I mean, I think he fooled him on the pitch. Excellent pitch, but what a comeback. Down 3-0 and come back.
It's an excellently placed ball right there on the low outside part of the plate. Wade Walton coming in now. He walked his only other time up this game. And runner's going to fake like he's going to go over there at first. Billy Rivera, and then he walks back to first as the first pitch to Walton is down low for ball 1.
Outfielders got to be a little bit deep because right now you don't want the tying run to ever get to second base.
What about getting to first, let alone second?
No, you don't want to get him first either. But you never want that tying run. And that's mainly what you say in the last inning.
You got this, kid.
1-0 count. Here's the pitch. Strike 1 called. Home crowd not liking it, but
now that's a strike. You know what makes the home crowd think of that is the catcher's popping up. But that was there. That was definitely there.
And we're going to get a quick stoppage in play as catcher David Martinez will bark out some orders to his infield. 1 ball, 1 strike. Darp shaking off some of the pitches, waiting for the right one. Now he gets a call from Martinez that he likes, and we're going to get a timeout from the umpire waving off that play. Quick reset, and we are good to go. 1-1 count, 1 out. Falcons trail by 2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch from Darp outside, ball 2.
He's missing, not by much. Everything's right on that outside corner. I mean, if you're a real good hitter, if you set up that way and you go opposite way with that, it's a lot easier said than done. We all know that.
2-1, swung on and missed, strike 2.
So what does he do? He comes inside and he ties him up. That was a good call.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
Now you go back outside with the breaking pitch.
And with this umpire, that bottom outside part of the strike zone to these right-handed batters has been open. You don't have to necessarily be on target, at least from our view. Some low and just a little bit outside are still getting called strikes, so you have some room to play with that breaking ball. Runners going to second. Outside part of the plate, ball 3, and the throw to second, not in time. Billy Rivera slides in safe on the stolen base. And we got a full count now, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And that was a great throw by Martinez. Super throw. But the runner had such a great jump.
Yep.
Yeah, he made it close. I thought he was going to get in there easily, and he made it really close. That was a great throw by the catcher. And still we haven't had anybody thrown out today.
True. We've been close, but we haven't had it. Wow. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And the pitch on the bottom part of the strike zone. Strike 3 called. Walton went down. Walton going down, walking to the dugout, not happy about it. Now we're going to get a pinch hitter here for the Falcons coming up as Walton takes the long walk back.
You know, it was close, but, you know, if you're a hitter up there with 2 strikes, you got to be swinging at anything close, right?
Especially everything in that part has been called a strike for the past couple of games, or for the past game.
All game.
I haven't liked it, especially it's been highlighted the past couple of innings with the full count.
Yes.
We've seen almost the exact same placement of those pitches, and they've all been consistently called strikes.
I remember, look at our angle, look at his angle. I mean, he's got a better angle on that. Again, if I'm the Jensen Beach hitters, I got to set up going to right field. Look at the hole you got now.
Angel Pardo coming in, pinch hitter for the Falcons. Pitch is going to miss, ball 1.
Let's go, Angel. Let's go, kid.
Passed over the 2-hour, 16-minute mark for this game.
The salad's getting soggy. I just want you to notice that.
1 ball, no strikes. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that one's chopped into play. It's in the gap past the shortstop. Rivera's rounding third. He's going to score easily standing up, and that now makes it a 1-run game, 4-3. The tying run is at first on an RBI base hit from Angel Pardo.
That was just a seeing eye hit, and you know, Jensen did their job. They got the 1 this inning. So even if they don't get any more, they go into that last inning hopefully only down 1.
And now you got the top of the order coming up for the Falcons. Kyle Gutveg, 1 for 3 in the game, did have a single. He's got a pair of groundouts to go with it, but he has been on fire the last couple of games. 3 for 4 against Port St. Lucie and 4 for 4 against South Fork. And coming up in a big opportunity here with the Falcons trailing by 1. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. The 4-3 ball game, tying runs at first. Here's the first pitch to Gutveg, breaking ball outside, ball 1.
Now, I think I'd be going now. Okay.
You go on the.
Yeah. First, I'm going to guess breaking pitch, and then I'm going to go. Okay?
Does the fact that even if you do get caught at second, the fact that you've got the top of the order coming up
to start
the 7th?
That's exactly what matters, Mike. Is that you got the top of the order, you got your run in. You know, you take your chances, maybe down 1 going into the last inning, but take your shot now.
Pardo's going to step back over
he's thinking the same thing I'm thinking, all right? Which is, I don't know how he thought of the way I'm thinking. That's not really good here, but I mean, he's getting ready to go.
1-0 pitch, fastball. Whoa, a line drive shot. Coach Cook had to go matrix to get out of the way of that one.
He did a good one on that one. Now, whatever that pitch was, don't throw it again. All right, because he clobbered that.
Coach Cook smiling back at Gutveg and saying, hey, put it in play, not over here. 1-1 count after that foul ball. 2 outs, tying runs at first. Falcons went 11-1 in the month of March. Breaking ball is going to miss downstairs. Ball 2. They're ranked 9th in the latest PrepZone.com state poll for Class 6A.
That's great. It's a great job for Coach Cook, for RJ, for Mr. Laws, the principal. That shows a lot about the school.
Both Port St. Lucie and South Fork honorable mentions. In fact, last week Port St. Lucie was ranked 9th. Jensen Beach and them switched spots after the win by Port St. Lucie, or win by Jensen Beach. Here's a hard shot off the glove of Espinosa. That's going to be a base hit. The go-ahead run now is on first in the form of Kyle Gutveg. Pardo safe at second. And we've got Jabari Brooks coming up to the plate with 2 outs and 2 runners on.
Now, they're really teeing off on the pitcher now. But going back to my last thing, if you would have stole, there's your tying run home.
That's right.
And again, they have not thrown out anybody yet. So, I mean, now Treasure Coast are they going to stick with Pinero through the end of the inning, or are they going to make a change? They're talking about it over there.
Jabari Brooks, 2 for 3 in the game, has a single and a double, the only extra base hit so far in this one, and that one was a little loop down the third base line.
I think they're thinking of making a change, but
getting some directions from Coach Cook over there at third base. I think we're waiting on
pinch runner here.
Either a pinch runner, yeah, and that's what we're going to see. So it looks like it is going to be number 35. And 35 is Zach Miller. So Zach Miller will go over and pinch run at second base.
Now, to me, that's a lot of pressure. You're sitting the whole game, and now you're the tying run.
Well, to be fair, so was Pardo.
Yeah, I know. It's just the tying run. Are you able to comprehend all the situations? You put that ball in play. You should be looking around now, noticing where the outfielders are playing. Hopefully, when you were on the bench during warm-up, you watch the outfielders and see which one has the strongest arms. Because a lot of times, that ball hit the left field. It's going to be ahead of you. You're not watching the coach as much as you are watching where that ball is.
Sure.
But with 2 outs, you're flying around those bases, I take my chances coming home. I really would.
2 outs, bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah.
Treasure Coast leads by 1, 4-3. Jensen Beach has scored runs in each of the last 2 innings to cut into this lead for the Titans. And now they've got the tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first, and Jabari Brooks at the plate. Breaking ball, big breaking ball that stayed upstairs, ball 1.
He can't leave that pitch up there. I mean, if he's going to miss with a breaking pitch, you got to miss low. This young man will knock it right where he did last time, to the opposite way.
Jabari Brooks ahead in the count 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that one's going to be a strike in there for strike 1.
That was a real good pitch there. Now he's got to throw that breaking pitch down low in the dirt, inside, tie him up.
1-1 count.
Having fun, J-Bar.
Darp will take a look back at Miller at second, and will step off the rubber. Didn't like what he saw back there. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch from Darp, and that's a hard shot, and the shortstop misplayed it. The tying run is coming home. Zach Miller's going to be safe. We got the go-ahead run. Kyle Gutvey coming home. He's safe, and the Falcons take a 5-4 lead with 2 outs here in the 6th. Jabari Brooks is safe at second.
And that was the curveball up, and he went opposite way with it, just like we were talking about. Left that curveball up, he went opposite way with it. Hard hit ball, and the base runners did a phenomenal job running around those bases.
Base runners were flying. They were home safe with no contest, and the shortstop, I.B. Espinosa, got froze a little bit on that hard shot that came right to him. I'm not sure if maybe his cleats got caught in the dirt, because it kind of looked like his legs buckled just a little bit as that ball came towards him, and it rolled out into the outfield and was enough to have the 2 runs come in. And the Falcons, who have trailed the entire game, now lead it 5-4 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Jesse Auker is at the plate, number 21. He's 1 for 2, has a single, and then reached on a walk and an error.
And you have to do this, but not holding that runner on first. He had about a 20, 30-foot lead. But you don't hold him on in that situation. But not holding him on, that enabled him to score all the way from first base.
Absolutely.
Easily.
And Gutvey is very, very fast as it is.
Yeah, he was flying.
First pitch he's going to miss for ball 1.
Now, you really want to get this other run in. You're up 2. There's a lot of different defensive things you can do up 2 than you can do as if you're up 1.
Well, base hit from Elker could make it a 2-run game. Yeah. The 1-0 pitch is going to miss ball 2.
Very impressed way that Jensen came back, because they were being outplayed this whole game until the last 2 innings. And they really taken advantage of any mistake that Treasure Coast made.
If you're Treasure Coast, do you have any thought about maybe walking Alker here and getting to Kyle Bauer, shortstop?
I mean, that's where you and I can't make that, assumption. They got to know, as a coach, you got to know how your pitcher can fare against this man and the guy on deck. I mean, that's a coach's decision on that. Only they know.
A 3-0 count here.
They might end up anyhow doing that.
You might get there anyway. Yeah, you're right. 3-0 count, 2 outs. Exciting 6th inning here for the Falcons. senior night here at the high school. Thank you for listening to us on WSTU and watching on WLX TV. And ball 4, that one outside all the way. Alker is going to go take his base. And we got Kyle Bauer coming in. He's 0 for 3, did reach on a fielder's choice in the 3rd inning.
But I think he's due.
And Bauer is definitely.
I think he's due.
He's one of the ones. I mean, he's in the 4th batter in the lineup spot, so you know that he's got the potential to hit a hard shot. Some of the stats from earlier this past week, he had 2 hits and an RBI against Gainesville, a game that the team won 5-2. Was 2 for 4 with a double and 4 RBIs against South Fork on Saturday. There's first pitch upstairs, ball 1.
If he yanks one of those breaking pitches, he's going to let it go.
And that one a little bit too high for Bauer to take a swing at, but if that's about a foot lower, that one would have gone for a ride. Nick Darp, this is his 29th pitch, and it's a fastball on the outside part of the plate, ball 2.
That's 6 balls now, be smart.
If this is your best hitter and it's a 2-0 count, he throws it down the middle, I'm going to let him swing.
2-0 count. Nick Darp waiting. Now he gets the call that he likes. He'll look back at Brooks at second. Windup runners are going, and that one's fouled back to the backstop.
They weren't holding, obviously they weren't holding a runner on first, but they weren't holding a runner on second. They could have walked into the base. But that pitch was right down the middle, and he just missed it.
Just missed it, found it almost straight back.
Right.
Catching the top of the backstop.
If you foul it straight back, you're just missing it. That's a good swing.
So 2-1 count. Brooks is at second. Alker is at first with Kyle Bauer at the plate. The Falcons have scored 3 runs here in the 6th to take a 5-4 lead. And we're going to get Darp stepping off the mound halfway through his windup. Brooks will go back. Nobody there covering the bag. Now Darp will get reset. Looks back at second. Goes into his windup. Delivers a pitch that is tipped foul by Bauer. So 2 straight foul balls have resulted in an even count. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Battle up there, KB. What do you say, 2-4? You got this, kid.
Kyle Bauer. 2-2 count.
Back in the back, guys. Off to the races.
There's the pitch from Darp. Runners going from second. The throw to third. Not in time. Brooks is safe at third. And then Alker is going to walk in easily to second. And then the pitch to Bauer was a ball. So we got a full count now with 2 outs and runners at second and third. So in this situation, do you run on the pitch if you're the base runners?
No, because it's second and third. It's not bases loaded.
Okay.
Okay. But again, I really, really like Coach Cook being aggressive on that. Worst thing that happens is you go to last inning, you're still up a run.
Still up a run. Here's the full count pitch. 3-2. And that's fouled back and out of play.
Boy, he got his swing on that. He knows it, too. What he's saying to himself is, throw me one more like that. I'm not going to foul it.
Is that a couple more that, or a couple are already in this at-bat that he's fouled back?
Oh, just
6 pitches so far in this at-bat. 3 balls, 3 foul balls. Nick Darp forgetting about the base runners. We'll just go to his windup, and this one's fouled back once again, and that one fouled back into the stands.
Now, if I caught that foul ball, I would give it to the first little kid next to me.
Oh.
Okay? And that's not you. I'd go the other way. Okay, I know you'd be upset.
I would be upset a little bit.
Somebody asked me that at a Met game. If I caught a foul ball, what would I do? I got like 9 million baseballs at home. Right?
Base knock ball 4, babe. Base knock ball 4.
Runners at second and third. A base hit would make this a multiple-run lead for the Falcons going into the 7th inning. Nick Darp shaking off a couple of pitches. Now he's in his windup. And that's a line drive shot out to right field. Terrence Williams is on the horse, though, and he's able to run up there and make the grab for the 3rd out, but not before Jensen Beach scores 3 runs. They take a 5-4 lead going to the top of the 7th inning. We'll take a break. and be back. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week on WSTU, and you are watching us on WLX TV.
Great news! Your St. Lucie Public Schools has created an app available for you to download today. It's easy. Just go to your online app portal and search for St. Lucie Public Schools. Once you have downloaded the app, you have handy access to St. Lucie Public Schools news, calendars, athletic events, parent resources, educator resources, and with just a single swipe, contact information and website links for all public schools in St. Lucie County. In addition, this app provides you with the ability to follow us on Twitter. Here you can receive more frequent information and real-time happenings in your St. Lucie Public Schools. Download the app today.
Well, here we go, the top of the 7th inning at Jensen Beach High School. Doug Rainier coming out to take over the mound for the Falcons here in the top of the 7th. David Martinez, the catcher for Treasure Coast. The Titans have been in the lead all game long, but 3 runs by the Falcons in the bottom of the 6th. And now the Titans trail by 1, 5-4. The first pitch from Rainier is a strike right down the middle. Rainier has been, I think, a pretty consistent closer. I thought I saw some stuff from him this past week. He pitched the final 7 outs for the save, only allowing 1 base runner against Gainesville last week. There's a foul ball from Martinez that went out of play, and Martinez quickly down in the count, 0-2.
Well, he's doing what closers should do. Get ahead of that first batter. If you're up 1 run now.
Falcons 11-1 in the month of March, looking to build on that momentum, and it's hard. You want to peak it late in the season. Does it go through your mind? How do you keep up that momentum going through the final 2 weeks of the season?
It's just trying to get better each game. But what you have to remember is that the playoffs, just like a college bowl game, is a completely new, different series. When you're done with your season, you got to throw away all those stats. You got to throw away everything because you're starting a new thing. Now, every single team in the state makes the playoffs, so anybody could win it. So you just got to be able to get on a roll when that comes. You don't want to peak too soon. You don't want to have any injuries. You don't want to have any team chemistry problems.
0-2 pitch, big breaking ball, and just stayed outside, ball 1.
Now, that was about 45 miles an hour there, right?
Yeah, it was. It started about 3 feet over the batter's head and dropped right down to belt high.
Now, the 80 is going to look like 90 now if he throws the fastball.
1-2 count.
But you know what I'm saying? It's a completely different season. You got to win 6-7 games.
And we've seen enough upsets here on the Treasure Coast in the past couple of years that you can't take any of those district games for granted. Here's the 1-2 pitch, down low, ball 2.
Port St. Lucie last year, right? They were ranked, 2 or 3 in the state, and they didn't even make it to the first round.
Yep. Okeechobee ended up being the winner coming out of that district last year.
And I think they won 1 or 2 rounds, too.
2-2 count. And that's a line drive shot down the first base line. That's going to go foul. So the count will remain 2-2.
I mean, this will be a tough loss for Treasure Coast because they played well, but they let Jensen back in. I think when it's 4-2, they had runners on that hit right there. Could have put them up, and where it would have been very difficult for Jensen to come back. But they made a few miscues out in the field.
A couple of odd plays from both shortstops, seeming to get their feet caught up on certain hard shots coming right at them. Some awkward hops burning both infields. Yeah,
there was some tough hops.
And we're getting another timeout from David Martinez as he steps out of the batter's box.
Now he's a catcher. He knows what he's doing. He's stepping out. He's a smart ball player. He knows exactly what he's doing.
2-2 count. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the pitch from Rainier, and that one's strike 3 called down at the knees.
been there the whole game.
Yeah, Rainier with the out. This time, well, every other time the home crowd hated it, but that time the call went their way. They loved it.
They love it. And it was in the exact same spot. And again, giving the umpire credit, he's been near the whole game. But when you get up in the last inning down a run, you got to be swinging at anything close.
Michael Crispino coming up for the 4th time in this game. He is 0 for 3. 2 flyouts and a fielder's choice. First pitch, strike one, fastball right down the middle, just under the belt. Good pitch from Rainier.
Again, what do? Get ahead of the batters, which is what he's doing. Now he's in command.
A 1 count, 1 out, and a big swing and a miss. Crispino fooled by Rainier on that pitch.
See, now he's got him. He can throw that same pitch again a little bit lower, or he can come up and in with a fastball. Okay. You know, I'd love to see team batting averages on 0-2 counts.
0-2 count here. Here's the pitch, and that one's down in the dirt. A little fastball low and away, ball 1.
Right, now he's thinking the same thing we were thinking, all right? You're going to throw that breaking pitch a little bit lower. Now, okay, he went low. He went real low. Now we're going to come to that fastball up and in.
All right, here we go. 1-2 count. Catcher sets up with the outside part of the plate. Here's the throw, and that's a shot pulled down the third base line. It's going to go foul, but he took that one for a ride.
Now, something was wrong there because I'm thinking up and in. He threw up and in, but the catcher set up outside. So obviously that's not where they wanted it. And again, that was a good pitch. He hit it real well. Probably would have been out if it was fair. Now you're going to throw that breaking pitch again. You can't keep throwing that same fastball. You got to change speeds and you got to change locations here.
300 feet down the baselines here at Jensen Beach High School. 355 out to right center. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Rainier. High. That's going to go for ball 2. I've already had 4 Treasure Coast batters hit by a pitch here in this game, and
that was close to being 5.
Close to being 5. But all it does is even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the windup. Pitch from Rainier. Foul tipped right down into the dirt. Give Crispino credit. After coming up empty-handed the first 2 pitches, he's battled back and made it a even count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, fouling off the last 2.
You know, every time I see the dimension signs, I always think of when Tony and I were at PSL and they have that big fence in left field. We used to change the dimensions every year.
Really?
295 one year, 315, 275. You know, just make it interesting.
2-2, and that one's popped up and drifting out to right field. Jabari Brooks gets underneath it, makes the grab for the second out. And a lot of excitement from the dugout here at Jensen Beach.
And that was a great pitching job. Inside, outside, up, down. You can't ask for anything more. Kept the hitter off balance except for the one pitch where he clobbered it, but he hit it foul.
So Treasure Coast last chance to not let this one slip away will be the designated hitter, R.J. Sheltra. He's 0 for 2, has a flyout and a strikeout, but he was hit by a pitch, hit in the head a couple innings ago. Was able to get on base and stayed in the game and was able to score a run for Treasure Coast. They need him to be able to score another run here. They trail 5-4. First pitch from Rainier is going to miss low and outside, ball 1.
Had a very good ball game. If you think about the whole game, excellent ball game.
Absolutely. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch from Rainier. That one's in above the knees for strike 1.
Okay, threw 2 fastballs. One outside, one inside. All right, now we're going to throw the breaking pitch down. Got to keep it down.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Rainier, the windup. And that one's a pulled, hard shot down the third base line.
It was up. That was the breaking pitch, but it was up.
Up in the strike zone, pulled foul, and the count is dropped to 1-2. Home crowd clapping, making some noise. Falcons doing a good job keeping
it was a great
close
comeback
in this game. They were trailing 4-1,
and they had Treasure Coast had runners on, I think, first and second with 1 out, and they could have broke it open right there.
Yep. Falcons are able to battle back. They got 1 run back in the 5th, and then 3 runs in the 6th to take this 5-4 lead. And now the 1-2 pitch down in the dirt evens us up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that was a good thinking pitch, because now you don't have an idea where it's going to come from.
We got senior night here at Jensen Beach High School. Looks like 8 seniors being honored. Baseball's painted on the field. Here's the 2-2, another one down in the dirt. And we got a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I know you want to get on, but anything close, you got to be pulling the trigger on this.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Last opportunity for Treasure Coast. Sheltra has to find a way to get on safe. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. The Falcons come back and win it by a final score of 5-4, and in an exciting game played out here at Jensen Beach High School. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a break, and we will come back with your post-game wrap-up. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week on WSTU, and you're watching us on WLX TV. We'll be right back.
Great news! Your St. Lucie Public Schools has created an app available for you to download today. It's easy. Just go to your online app portal and search for St. Lucie Public Schools. Once you have downloaded the app, you have handy access to St. Lucie Public Schools news, calendars, athletic events, parent resources, educator resources, and with just a single swipe, contact information and website links for all public schools in St. Lucie County. In addition, this app provides you with the ability to follow us on Twitter. Here you can receive more frequent information and real-time happenings in your St. Lucie Public Schools. Download the app today.
Welcome back to Jensen Beach High School. Mike Thomas alongside John Messina, the high school baseball game of the week. And boy, what a good one we had here tonight. Jensen Beach coming back, trailing 4-1 at one point in this game. Well, they rally all the way back and win it 5-4. And John, it was senior night out here at Jensen Beach High School. We got word that the seniors, win or lose, they were going to be taken out for a steak dinner after tonight's game. And boy, they got a memorable finish, and they're going to earn that steak dinner tonight. It's going to taste good.
Are we going to?
I can weasel my way in. I have connections here.
Now, Jensen Beach played a great game. You want to know why they're 15-3. You just watched this game tonight. They got outplayed for the first 5 innings. Treasure Coast did a nice job. But as soon as Treasure Coast opened the door a little bit, Jensen Beach took advantage. And they have a nice team. And they're going to be a team to be reckoned with in the playoffs. Very, very well-coached team.
Absolutely. A lot of good baseball we watched here tonight. Treasure Coast play well. They fall, losing 5-4. They are 9-6 overall on the season. Jensen Beach, as John said, 15-3. They're a tough team to be reckoned with, ranked 9th in the state in the latest PrepZone.com baseball poll. And they've had a good month of March. They were 11-1 in March. They're 1-0 in April. And district tournaments coming up in just a couple of weeks. And right now, I would say Jensen would like them to start tomorrow.
Oh, they sure would. But they just got to stay healthy, keep the momentum going, and they'll do fine. They'll do fine.
Well, that's going to do it for us tonight from Jensen Beach High School. Want to wish everyone out there a good evening, a good day whenever you're watching this, because we're going to be replaying this several times on WLX TV throughout the entire week. So you can go ahead and check it out. Make sure to keep checking the replay there. And tune in to WSTU Friday night at 7 o'clock for the next high school baseball game of the week. For John Messina, I'm Mike Thomas. Good night, everybody.